to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, hello. It's always good to see you bright and early this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let me start off this morning by saying Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim viewers and all our family out there. I hope you have a blessed Eid today. But of course, here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, it is a Health Tuesday. And from dealing with iron deficiency to finding ways to keep our memories sharp. And then entertaining us this morning is the UK-based singer Cassa Jackson. She sits with 250,000 TikTok followers, and we can't wait to enjoy her talents. I'm sure she is going to blow us away with all of those talents. Then the man with the muscles from the island of treasure, Mr. Maurice Page, is paying us a visit to share why you could be his partner on the island in winning your share of a smooth 1 million rand. All of that coming on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So all you have to do is sit back, relax for the next 3 hours and connect with us. And one person who's connecting with us and telling us all about our social media is Ms. Zoe Brown. Good morning.
Oh, thank you, Jamie Lee Domberg. Well, it's so great to be with you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and I hope you had a fantastic long weekend. We love connecting with you on social media and wishing you a fantastic Eid. So for today, we are simply just heading over to social media and we are wishing you a wonderful Eid. If you have beautiful wishes that you would love to share with us, please head on over to the Expresso Facebook page, post them there, and we will be looking at some of those beautiful blessings and comments that you would share with us throughout the show. And don't forget that hashtag Expresso Show. So it's Eid Mubarak to all of our viewers celebrating today. Of course, having a fantastic Tuesday ahead. Well, let's get into our official duties for today. Here's Jamie Lee with the morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Starting on the national front this morning, the National Department of Health has warned of a possible measles outbreak, cautioning that the risk remains high following decreased uptake of childhood vaccination during the COVID-19 pandemic. Department spokesperson Foster Mohale has called on parents and caregivers to ensure their children are up to date with their vaccinations to minimize the complications of this infectious disease. Now, this follows the latest report by the World Health Organization, which revealed that Africa had experienced a surge in outbreaks of vaccine-preventable diseases over the past year. Then staying on the local front, the Western Cape government is expected to conclude a 20 million rand agreement with the United States today for a broadband feasibility study. Now, the aim is to make internet access more accessible in rural communities. Western Cape Premier Alan Winde says this study and its outcomes will strengthen broadband infrastructure through affordable high-speed networks across the province. Winde will meet with U.S. Consul General Todd Haskell and the Trade and Development Agency's Regional Director for Sub-Saharan Africa, Heather Lanigan, to officially sign the agreement. Then looking to news on the international front, a month-long joint operation by Rwandan security forces and the Southern African Development Community Mission in Mozambique's Macomia district have restored life to normal in the Cabo Delgado province of Mozambique. Rwanda's defense and military spokesperson, Colonel Ronald Rivanga, said a considerable number of people who were in captivity were rescued from Islamic State-linked insurgents. He said, and I quote, "The operations have been successful and have led to the return of hundreds of civilian captives who were under the insurgents' control." Then Qantas announced yesterday it would launch the world's longest non-stop commercial flight by the end of 2025, with passengers set to spend 19 hours in the air traveling from Sydney to London. The airline said it was ordering 12 Airbus A350,000 aircraft to operate the Project Sunrise flights to cities including London as well as New York. Qantas chairperson Alan Joyce said, and I quote, "It's the final fix for the tyranny of distance." Qantas already operates a 14,498-kilometer Perth to London trip that takes about 17 hours. Then great news for wildlife is that the pregnant rhino at Inverdoorn Private Game Reserve that survived a horrific poaching attack in which 4 other rhinos were butchered in December has given birth to a healthy calf. Now, Keeler Collection owner Sil Derman announced the wonderful news yesterday. In December 2021, 4 dead rhinos were found, of which the horns had been hacked off. An injured female was missing and had to be tracked. Now, her face had been severely injured by a bullet from a high-caliber rifle. Under guidance of specialist veterinarian Dao Grobler, she was finally stabilized sufficiently for a series of reconstructive procedures to be done to her face. Now, on Saturday, an Inverdoorn ranger spotted a newborn white rhinoceros struggling in an aardvark hole. Amid tears of joy and elation from all involved, it was reunited with its mom, then identified as the surviving rhino from the poaching incident. Derman said the miraculous birth of the wee rhino was a joyous moment and was being celebrated throughout wildlife circles and the global rhino conservation community. On that beautiful note, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. We will be back on the top of the hour with more, but right now it's time to have a first look at the sports. Here's Zoe Brown.
Oh, thank you, Jamie Lee. Well, let's kick off with a look at your soccer. Rafael Varane scored his first Premier League goal as Manchester United returned to winning ways with a comfortable 3-0 victory over Brentford. Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo also netted in what is the last home fixture for a difficult campaign for United. They remain in 6th place with 58 points from 36 games, 5 behind 4th place Arsenal, but having played 2 more matches. Meanwhile, in the Champions League, Liverpool take a 2-0 lead into the away leg of their semi-final against Villarreal. Now, the Yellow Submarine, though, have already claimed a big scalp in this year's competition after beating Bayern Munich in the quarters, so anything is possible. And sticking to football, FIFA has sanctioned 6 African football associations following March's 2022 World Cup playoff matches, but not ordered the replays requested by Algeria and Egypt. Instead, Senegal, Nigeria and DRC have all been ordered to play 1 match behind closed doors, as well as being fined. Algeria, Egypt and Morocco have all been handed financial fines by football's world governing body. The list of decisions published by FIFA does not include any instructions for any replays or overturning of results. Now moving to some women cricket, top order batter Tasman Brits and left arm spinner Nonkululeko Mhlaba have both received their maiden national contracts, having been consistent members of the recent Proteas women's squads. Cricket South Africa also confirmed that it's set to be a busy schedule for the women's team in the 2022-23 season. The team will be heading on tour to Ireland for 3 T20s and 3 ODIs in June before playing a multi-format tour against England between 25 June and 27 July. This year's schedule also included the exciting addition of women's T20 cricket in the 2022 Commonwealth Games, taking place in Birmingham in August, while season culminates in 2023 T20 World Cup, which will be held in South Africa in February. Now moving over to the world of tennis, Andy Murray beat 2020 US Open champion Dominic Thiem comfortably to reach the second round of the Madrid Open. In his first match on clay since August 2020, Murray won the high-profile first-round match 6-3 and 6-4. Elsewhere, Gael Monfils eased past 20-year-old Spanish wildcard Carlos Gamino Valero 6-3 and 6-0 in just 55 minutes to book a second-round meeting with world number 1 Novak Djokovic. South Africa's Lloyd Harris was eliminated in the first round after going down 7-5 and 6-3 to Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your tennis and sport. Let's take a first look at your weather. Here's Jamie.
Thank you so much, Zoe, for that sports update. Well, on the weather front, there's an excellent opportunity for you to watch a spectacular meteor shower in the pre-dawn hours from tomorrow to Friday. Now, all you have to do is go outside in a dark area away from artificial lights and look essentially straight up. Now, the Eta Aquarid meteor shower could reveal as many as 20 to 30 meteors per hour. In fact, Earth Sky says it's the best shower to see south of the equator. In astronomy, a meteor shower has a radiant, which is the word used to identify the place in the sky from which the meteor seems to emerge. Now, the shower is called the Eta Aquarid, as the radiant is from a star called Eta Aquarii, which makes up the water jug of the constellations Aquarius, the water bearer. The moon will be a waxing crescent next Tuesday that dips below the horizon in pre-dawn, meaning in the days before there will be plenty of darkness to see the Eta Aquarids, so please do enjoy the show. And of course, from space news, we move on to the sunrise images captured by our talented viewers. That is you at home. Starting us off this morning is Chandra Williams from Boksburg, starting us off this morning with a stunning shot of a cloud-full sky with an early morning low-lying haze. Then our regular photographer, Louise G. Sherry from Alberton, also shared a beautiful image of the sun rising in the distance and glowing through the trees, starting our Tuesday morning here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That being said, here is the first look at those temperatures. For you, Polokwane, do expect a low of 9 today that will peak at 23. If you find yourself in Umbombela, do expect a range of 13 to 27. For you, Pretoria, it is a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 24, as well as Johannesburg can be seen with a range of 10 to 23. Mahikeng, for you, your low is 9 with a high of 23. Klerksdorp can be seen with a range of 6 to 25. And then if you do find yourself in Kimberley on this Tuesday, do expect some sunshine with a range of 8 to 25. For you, Bloemfontein, it is 5-24. Richards Bay can also expect some sun today with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 26. For you, Pietermaritzburg, it is 10-27. And then South Africa's Playground can expect a range of 16 to 25. Mthatha, for you, your low is 9 and a high of 28. East London can be seen with a minimum of 14 and a maximum of 27. And in Cradock, for you, it is 8-28. Gqeberha, for you, 14-25. If you do find yourself in George on this Tuesday, do expect a low of 12 and a high of 22. The mother city, Cape Town, your range is 15 to 22. Worcester, it is 10-29. Sutherland can expect a range of 9 to 23. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington ranges from 11 to 30. Well, that is where I leave your first weather update on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Jamie, you know what? For some people, it's a fake Monday, but I think I'm here to give you your reminder. Today is Tuesday, and this morning we are getting cooler, and it's also time to get a few staple pieces to make our winter wardrobe so much more stylish. And since it is Tuesday, and I need you to help me pick between these two really cozy yet chic looks. Now, for option 1, we have this very sweet, lightweight jumper. It's knit, it's paired with a mid-rise, earth-friendly, skinny jean. Also, how stunning are these faux leather mid-calf boots? And then, of course, we're going to add a cute scarf. It's really going to give the right edge to the look. So that is option 1. Now, moving on to option 2, which is right here next to me. Option 2 is a very cool turtleneck, and this one is a sheer chiffon blouse featuring those balloon sleeves. And this one will be paired with a skinny faux leather leggings and a chic belted waterfall jacket. Just look at that. We'll obviously singe it in at the waist. And for everyday comfort, I'm going to pair this with these beautiful, sleek black loafers. So this is option 2. There's also some cute little accessories, some cute little earrings, like a little bit of a pearl stud. And if you have a look that you favor, whether it's option 1 or option 2, why don't you head on over to our social media, vote for your favorite look, comment on Expresso social media pages using that hashtag styled by Woolies. And remember, you get 30% off knitwear items, women's winter accessories, as well as women's sleepwear and slippers until the 8th of May. Remember, Mother's Day is coming up this weekend if you want to go, so you can shop this offer and all of these looks at Woolworths, in-store, online, and on the Woolies app. Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. This is Expresso and we are talking all things Tropica Island of Treasure that is celebrating 10 seasons. And this is going to be the season not to be missed because it's an all-stars season and they will be bringing back past celebs, some winners and some favorites. And one of those favorites is actor, model and bodybuilder Maurice Page himself, who competed in season 7. Now he is gearing up for the all-stars edition of Tropica Island of Treasure and is here to tell us all about his smooth memories from that season. Please can we give him a feel-good breakfast warm welcome. Maurice Page, good to have you here.
Well, that's definitely a feel-good. Thank you very much.
It's still super early. We need to maybe give you a Tropica or get some coffee in there.
You know what it is, man. I'm already hyped up. This is the time to get up, to be up.
Oh, yes. And you know, you've got that energy about you. I mean, you're in it to win it. You are back, all-stars. It feels like season 7 was a lifetime ago, or how does it feel the same for you?
Yeah, it does. Actually, it feels a very long time ago. But you know what? The opportunity makes it actually feel like it has been yesterday. So I'm back at it again. You know what I mean? So the energy is there. I have to be ready, yeah.
So you didn't make it all the way through to the end, but you made it through to more or less the semi-finals.
Yeah, that's right.
How's that motivating you to drive and push to go for the win for season 10?
That means I'm only this far away from winning that one. This one, the All-Star season, which is the most important thing, I think. And I think because, you know, if you get that close, it means if you get another opportunity, you never gave up.
Yeah.
And my motivation is always like 150%. So I'm really all in it.
And you know what? This is quite a tough thing. I think people think, oh, you're just on an island, la, 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 la. There's a lot of mental challenges, physical challenges, emotional challenges attached to it. But then there's also beautiful friendships that you make.
Definitely.
Anyone you miss from season 7?
Actually, everybody, because most of them was my colleagues as well from Isidingo back in the day. And, you know, the energy and the vibe as well, as much as it was competitive, it was also that feel-good thing of we all are there for one reason, but at the same time, we know we can take something away from it as human beings as well. And that's what happened at the end of the day. That's really good about Tropica.
Oh, and you know what? It's always so exciting to see the location that the show takes place. Now, during your season, the Seychelles was the backdrop.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. Now, you felt right at home over there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know from you, what did you enjoy most about the island?
You know what? The cultural part of it, the whole thing was actually stand out for me because you get to mingle and get to dance and make the foods and actually was in the township of the people, you know, like the little centers and all of that, you know. That for me was quite, because it took me back to actually where we come from as well. And it was quite good because it didn't feel out. And then again, when you get taken to the island side of things, you know, you get to see the blue water, the beautiful parts, and actually where you can mentally relax. And that was quite nice, you know, the two worlds in the same place.
And really just to get I love that because you get to see what the tourists get to see every day, but you also get to see a little bit of reality.
Yes.
Now, you know, there's this whole thing about you can't go back in the past, that whole coulda, woulda, shoulda mentality, which isn't always the best. But you are now getting your opportunity to go back. Is there anything, if you look at your experience from season 7, that you would be doing differently going into season 10?
It is the tortoise, man. Yes, sir. If I just knew what to feed him or her at the time, that big-ass tortoise, if I just got that right, I would have been in it. Okay. But you know what? It was meant to be. Okay. Because afterwards, we laughed about it, and we looked at actually our journey, me and Michelle, my partner at the time. We looked at our journey. It was meant for us. And we walked away from there with our heads held high. Because we did our best, we gave our best, and that was nature. Yeah. It was not our mistake, it was nature's mistake, you know what I mean? So therefore, we could walk away and say, nah, you know what, we did well. We've done well. Yeah. Oh,
well, you definitely did well. And of course, we are so excited to watch and see this journey unfold. All Stars is a big season. Anyone you're, I don't want to say afraid of, but who's going to be a competition?
I don't see anybody as competition, actually, you know, because I think everybody's going to come with the same mindset, same energy, you know, the focus and the mental thing, you know. So I think, you know, what I said also before is that I'm just taking each challenge each day on its own and just see what comes out, give my best and just be the best in whatever challenge is going to represent itself.
Oh, listen, Maurice, you're not going anywhere. Please stay with us a little bit longer this morning. It's been so amazing to just pick his brain for season 7. But do you think you have what it takes to be Maurice's partner or any of the All-Stars celebs? Well, if so, here is a reminder of how you can join Maurice and the All-Stars on season 10. You need to send your name on our WhatsApp number. It's 082-857-8054, and you follow the link or upload your audition video on social media and tagging at Tropica. And don't forget that all-important hashtag Tropica for your chance to get a spot on the island. Tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these all-star celebs, and you can stand a chance to also win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. That sounds absolutely amazing. Maurice Page is not going anywhere. Let's get into a little bit of fitness. Here's Jamie Lee Domberg.
Actually, Maurice should have been with us because he looks ready for the island already, but we can't all go to the island. We have to stay here because we do know that winter is around the corner. It is starting to get chilly. It is starting to be very winter. That being said, a lot of people are very unproductive in winter. They try not to focus on fitness. So that being said, we have fitness and personal trainer, Mr. Heinrich Besson, to take us through a workout and maybe give us some of his essential tips into keeping active during winter season.
Exactly. Winter is probably the easiest time to get as lazy as we want to be, but it's the best time to also get as fit as we want to be. So hence some of the essentials which I think could get you on your way. That little push.
And everyone says summer bodies are made in winter. Do you agree with that statement?
I think you can put yourself in a great position for summer.
Okay, so that's what we're doing today. We're putting ourselves in a great position for summer. What do you have for us today?
So we're going to run through a few movements which basically just combine, I'd say, a few different aspects of movement which we should include in our training program. And we're going to run through it step by step. Eventually, we're going to put it all together and make a little bit of storyline.
A nice little flow, a nice little flow. Okay, so where do we start?
Yeah, so we're going to start with our feet together. We're just going to jump outwards, and you can use the mat as, I'd say, your guideline, if you want to use that as a reference point. So you're going to jump out for 1 rep. We're going to work on counts of 4s. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. From there, our next movement, squat.
Nice, getting that heart rate up already.
Our feet nice and shoulder width apart. Again, you can kind of use the mat dependent on just hip width, so you can kind of play around slightly, but let's use the mat for today. From here, all you can do is squat down, chest and chin stays up, so you're squatting nice and low, extending the hips, back down, up we go, 3, last 1, 4, and control. Yeah, from there, jumping into some half burpees, pardon the pun. So,
wow.
Hands, yeah, we had to bring it in.
Burpees on a Tuesday morning.
We had to bring it in. We had to. So, hands will go down, easiest way to do it. For everybody at home struggling with burpees, one of the best ways to do it. Hands go down, feet kick out. So, exactly there, down, up, and you're standing. Nice and simple.
You made it look so easy. Okay, let's try it together.
So, hands down, feet out, up, and stand. So essentially, you're almost combining a slight squat movement here. And last
for
one.
These. Ooh.
And you're standing once again.
Okay.
From there, we've got one more movement. So this is all about getting those love handles worked. So from here, opposite elbow, opposite knee. So you're gonna go right arm, up, 2, 3, 4, and control.
That's it. Mr. Heinrich Besson coming through with some good stuff to make sure that we keep ourselves active, moving during the winter season. Let's put it all together, Mzansi. You have no excuses right now. What I want you to do is get yourself out of the bed, off the couch, and join us for this beautiful flow as Mr. Heinrich kickstarts our Tuesday.
So again, with that being said, rest, you can make it as applicable as possible to your fitness level. You don't have to jump straight from one, I want to say, into the next. You can. Come.
Are we doing that today?
Yes, we are.
Are you good? Okay.
We are. We've got to be out of breath. It's Tuesday morning. So from there, we're going to start with our 4 counts. Everything stays 4, no rush though, but just even and smoothly transition. We're going to start off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, squat. 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, 1. Up
Burpees
we
for
go.
breakfast, everybody.
2. There's a reason burpees start with B. And breakfast. From there, last one. I'm standing, left arm first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And a bit of a flow.
That was good. That was fun. It's actually got me excited to get out of there because I am that person. I'm very unproductive in winter. I could sit and eat chips the entire day. So this really encouraged us to move. Everyone out there. Other tips you have for people who feels a bit sluggish, who doesn't want to get moving during this time?
I'd say the hardest part is literally just get yourself into training gear. once you're in training gear, it's a lot easier to be productive. As soon as you are productive, bet you're going to feel 10 times better.
Is this like your bulking season? Is winter bulking season?
Again, it's quite contentious. I generally believe in a bit of a flow. You know, just make it, I want to say, part of your lifestyle, as opposed to working for a specific cut or lean or ripped element. Kind of, I want to say, combine what your lifestyle is with what you can get done, because that's where sustainability comes into the equation. If it's sustainable, generally it's good for you.
Sustainability, I hear you. I'm actually just trying to distract you so we don't have to do this flow one more time. So we're going to do this one more time. We're all going to do it together. Then we have a good reward at the end.
Okay.
Are you ready?
So we're ready. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. From there, burpees. 1, 2, 3. Last one. And then left arm. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We crushed that.
We did.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
So, of course, that being said, I did promise you a reward. Some apple crush, because we crushed at workout. Mzansi, hopefully you enjoyed that one. Get active, get moving. It is winter. But like Mr. Heinrich once said, summer bodies are made in winter. Cheers.
Only you can make my day.
Simple as CBD should be.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. I was have to wonder if they
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, we are back on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We are talking Tropica Island of Treasure, which is celebrating 10 seasons with an all-star season, and they'll be bringing back some of the past celebs and some of the past fan favorites. Now we are back with season 7's fan favorite, Maurice Page, who's standing by with some tips on how you can stand out in your entry, to stand out from the crowd, and of course what he is looking for in a partner. Maurice, your partnership is so important, because going to the island, you can't do things all by yourself. It is teamwork. Now the all-star season, that means it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and that also means that when it comes to partnerships, that's going to be next level. Let's talk about your season 7 partner, Michelle Allen. The two of you were excellent together. She was quite a formidable and feisty competitor.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about her personality and your personality that just worked so well together?
I think we had one thing in common. We like to express ourselves in a good, big way. You know, once we get confrontation about anything that doesn't sit well with us, that we had definitely in common. And also, you know, from the get-go, when we met the first time, we had a good rapport. We knew what we wanted from each other. You know, she was good in one thing and I was strong in one thing. You know what I mean? And we combined it, and it just, the communication was very, very, very flawless between the two of us. After challenge, before challenge, in the mornings, you know, when we sit at dinner at night, you know, we talk about, not strategize, but we talked about tips that we could have done better there, or whatever the case may be. So the communication was good and was very understanding between the two of us, and I think that's why we could last and still had fun, even though we didn't make it through to the finals, you know. And I think, you know, just because the understanding was there between the two of us and the communication was very, very solid, we could have actually, you know, that's why we went that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to make sure your partner's on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. On the same page. Yeah.
Now, going into the All-Star season, what are you looking for in that partner?
You know, I think it's very simple. You know, me, myself, I don't expect much. You just have to come and be yourself. You know, if you come for any other reasons, you know, then you're gonna be in it for the wrong prize. You know what I mean? So for this one, you just have to be yourself. When you do the audition, be yourself so that people can see, or, you know, whoever's looking at the audition tape, so they can see the true person for who you are and why you really want this so bad. And if you're going to put on an act, that means you're going to come into this thing fake. At the end of the day, when we face our mental challenges, I'm going to see something else, and that means we're going to clash at the end of the day and not have that focus for that one thing, which is $1 million. Mm-hmm. You know, then it's going to be off. So that's what definitely, you have to come and be yourself when you do your audition tape. Be you, be authentic, and just be true to yourself.
Okay.
And that's the only way that whoever's going to be your partner is going to actually see that, nah, I can actually run a mile with this guy, or this person, or this girl.
Okay, because I was about to ask you, your first partner was Michelle, a girl.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Guy, but are you open to anyone being your partner?
You know, at the end of the day, it really depends who's going to fit the profile, and, you know, who I'm going to have a good rapport with at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter whether it's a guy or a girl. Really doesn't matter. For me, it's who is going to be fit enough to take on these challenges, fit mentally, and of course, you know, physically. I'm not too worried about the physical part, but mentally, definitely.
Definitely, and I think that's important. I mean, each year, each season, these challenges just get tougher and tougher, and you need someone to be a little bit agile, be able to adapt, and also just handle change. Now, Maurice, people are in the process of sending through their audition tapes. They are nervous. You've just given them the perfect tip to be themselves. And that's sometimes difficult. Now, as an actor yourself, how would you encourage them to really just stand out in their audition tape, if you can give them any tips?
Okay, so
this could be potentially your partner.
Yes, yeah. So if I just should make a quick example, like with the actors, you know, what I am, you know, you kind of step into a character and you become something else. And when you are yourself, that's something else, because I normally know that when a camera faces you, you tend to change into something else, you know, but try to just find it in your core, to just stay real and be yourself. And just when you speak and when you do things and what you really want, let it come from somewhere, and normally attach your, I don't want to say circumstances, but your history in terms of where you come from. Attach that and put that into your character and speak with passion about why you really want to be on Tropica. And I think, therefore, if we see the truth in your eyes, which they say, it's the windows to your soul, we can see who you are and why you really can be my partner.
There we go. It's all about authenticity for Maurice. I actually would love to add to that tip to help them is maybe get a friend to film them and they can actually feel like they're just chatting to a friend, and that's how they're going to be themselves. And get your friend to call you out if you're going all weird.
No, that's true. That's another tip. Very good one.
Maurice, all the best for season 10, the All-Star season. You're going to do really, really well. And I think, I'm very nervous. I'm glad I'm not you right now. But thank you for joining us today, and all the best finding that perfect partner. And if you think you have what it takes to be Maurice's partner or any of the All-Stars celebs, if so, here is your reminder on how you can enter, join Maurice or any of the All-Stars on season 10. You need to send your name to our WhatsApp number, that is 082-857-8054, and you follow the link to upload your audition video on social media, tagging at MyTropica and using that hashtag Tropica for your chance to get a spot on the island. Tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these all-star celebs, and why you should stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Good luck.
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big!
Buy a Tropica, find your code under the cap, and stand a chance to win loads of instant prizes.
Plus, if you find the treasure under the cap, you will win one of 10 big prizes. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Nothing smoother indeed. Now, after the workout we did before the break, it's time to crush it with a scrumptious recipe just for you.
You know that sad feeling when something good is coming to an end?
100%. But then we could always open another crush.
100%. 100% fresh, 100% goodness.
With love by Clover.
And here's the thing, maybe you are looking for the perfect start to a refreshing breakfast for moms this weekend. Well, you can make her day 100% this Mother's Day with the tasty goodness of Crush and our quick and easy biltong quiche. It's 100% foolproof, which means it's 100% Jamie-proof as well, right, Ando?
Yes, you can do it. I believe in you. I really do. For this recipe, I believe in you.
You're the hype girl that we all need right now. So take us through the steps to make this foolproof recipe.
Simple steps. So I've got onions going, red onions.
Love some red onions. It has a different flavor to it.
Sweetness.
Yes,
a great sweetness to the dish.
Just crunch, Nyana.
You're my girl.
Yeah.
Cayenne and some parsley. And then you're going to chop up the biltong for me. I love this recipe because it's like our South African
That's
flavor.
it?
That's all you do.
And I wouldn't actually even chop it up because I'd like to keep it nice and chunky, but obviously it depends on your preference. So I'm going to listen to my head chef.
You know what
chop
else
up
you
some
could
biltong.
use? Biltong powder in this recipe. And then every bite gets biltong.
So wait. A friend of mine bought my mommy biltong powder a couple of weeks ago for her birthday, and he didn't know what to do with it. Then I put biltong powder on potato salad, life-changing everybody. So yeah, biltong powder would actually also do the things.
Biltong powder is magical.
It's all about your preference. If you want it to be nice and like just fluffy on the top, the biltong powder would make sense, but we want the chunks for this one.
Yes.
Okay, let me stop talking and actually get to work.
I need you
Chunk
to
it up.
work. All right, and then we're gonna add our mixture in here. So this is the parsley, the red onions, and some cayenne. Okay. And then you're gonna throw the biltong on top of this.
Got it. I can do that for you.
In the meantime, I'm gonna whisk eggs.
In the meantime. Here we go. And then this is some phyllo paste here.
Phyllo, yes. On top of phyllo, you can also use puff and then make like a flat layer instead of like a quiche kind of thing, yeah. So I'm gonna add milk to this.
You tell me when to stop, because girl,
you can go.
I'm a meat girl. I love meats, so I will add all this biltong in. So you just tell me when to stop. I'm just gonna keep chopping.
Good. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe we can even leave some for the top.
Okay, I'll do some.
So you're gonna whisk this.
Okay, so what did you do now? I missed that. You took
eggs, 2 eggs, about a cup of milk, salt and pepper, and we throw this on top of our mixture. Right on top, and this lovely thing goes into the oven for about 30 minutes until it's nice and baked. Top it up with some cheese, babe.
You see why I like this recipe is because while you get to do this, I can just pour like the crushed juice. And I'm that person. I keep telling you guys this. I'm a hype person. Don't invite me to do anything besides cut the biltong, pour the drinks. So I'm going to get some cranberry juice for you.
Please. My fave.
And then I'm going to go in with some orange crush as well because it is winter and we need to get that vitamins in. And of course, we know that with the 100% goodness in every sip of Crush, packed full of vitamins, like I said, you are guaranteed the perfect refreshment the whole family will enjoy for every single occasion, especially this week because it is Mother's Day. Now, Crush is enriched with pure goodness with vitamins A, C, and E to help boost your immune system with no added sugar or sweeteners. So it is perfect for the entire family. We are crushing this. You said this is in the oven?
For about 20 to 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes, Bob's your uncle. And if you want to be naughty,
a little extra, yes.
Obviously, once it's done. Now, of course, you at home, remember to add some Crush to your day. Not only is it 100% fruity and tasty, but it is also stacked with 100% goodness. I wish I got to taste this, but I'll take it home. I'll take the whole one. And if you do want to get your hands on this recipe, expressoshow.com is where you can get it. Thando, you're my girl.
Amazing sous chef.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. Where you are is my home. You got it like an angel. I'm never alone. And all that I need is your love in the echoes. One of a kind. Singing right. Your voice is Charmant, comme je voudrais au pied des feuilles, soleil du matin, petit vent frais, Madonna, toi et moi. Je ne peux pas croire, je n'ai pas souvent tout ce que tu faisais, sans retrouver, et quand j'hésitais, te voici, et dans ce monde où je suis. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, listen, you do not want to miss out on who I'm about to introduce you to, because from appearing on hit TV series to a 250,000 TikTok followers, studying to be a trilingual and getting to the final of the Song Academy Songwriter of the Year competition. Cassa Jackson is a name to remember, and she's an artist that does not do anything by half. Now, Jackson has honed her songwriting skills and ability over the years and now considers herself a pro at musing about the peaks and the valleys of young love. And here is a taste of her incredible talent.
Yeah, I see her power moves, I know her game, but I'm not gonna be the fool. Easy, not my name. I'm tired of overthinking this. The feet is just lose-lose, and there's plenty more hearts to break than his. So what have I got to prove?
Ladies and gentlemen, so talented. She's on your Feel Good Breakfast show. This is Cassa Jackson. Can we give her a warm Expresso welcome? There we go. Cassa, I'm sorry, they still need to get their coffee in. They need to wake up. But how are you feeling this morning? Are you ready for the day ahead?
Oh, I'm feeling fabulous, yes. This is so exciting. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, well, we are super excited to have you here. And you being based in London, you've had stints abroad and different pockets of the world, including LA. And now you're in South Africa. What, in terms of the music scene in London, in the US, as well as here in South Africa, how do you find it different in each of these different locations?
Well, I think the thing is about music is that there's so many different genres, especially even in every different country. But it's been really interesting. Obviously, I've only spent a few days in South Africa and LA as well, but listening to the music, it's so diverse, and definitely the South African music makes me want to dance. And when I get back home, I will definitely be listening to more South African music. But even last night, we were at a restaurant in Cape Town, and everyone started dancing the Jerusalemmer.
Oh, yes.
And I just love it. And so I will be taking that back home with me to all my friends and family.
Oh, and you know what? It is always a party starter. I don't think there has ever been a moment where that song plays and people don't do the dance that goes with it. I think that's the song that got us through the hardness of our lockdown. Now, Cassa, it's great to have you here. I mean, you recently performed at the Pink Lurie Mardi Gras and Arts Festival in Knysna. And what is it about this community? I mean, it's a festival for the LGBTQIA+ community. What is it about that event that was so special and near and dear to your heart?
Well, for me, I am such a huge supporter of the movement and the community, and so being able to come out here and show, because I have a lot of fans who are members of the LGBTQIA+ community, and to show them that they can, you know, I guess this event promotes tourism as well to Knysna and South Africa, and now my fans who are members of that community can come to South Africa knowing that it's a safe space. And I just, the values that the Pink Lurie Foundation promotes, equality, inclusion, is something that's really close to my heart. And also for me, I was meant to come 2 years ago to South Africa to do this event, but then COVID happened, so I couldn't. But now I'm finally here, and so it made it even more special.
Oh, and you know what? It is like, you know, good things come to those who wait.
Totally.
It's great that you finally got to come to South Africa, have that show in Knysna. But there's also another one where you will be performing on the 9th of May at the Freedom Festival for Mas Palomas Pride. Tell us a little bit more about this event.
Yes, so I really can't wait for that one. It's actually the first Pride event I ever did a few years ago. It's in Gran Canaria, and I'm going back on the 9th of May. It's basically a huge party, massive crowd. Everyone's in the most flamboyant costumes, and it's just, I've met so many incredible people, you know, just who are so flamboyant, and it's amazing, and I cannot wait to go back.
Now, I know that you are studying languages.
Yes.
Becoming trilingual. So most South Africans, I would say, are probably bilingual. But you are studying, I believe, you are doing your degree, your honors, first-class honors degree in French and Spanish.
Yes, I finished it last year.
Oh, gosh, that is unbelievable. Like, some people just have a knack for languages. Others, like myself, we don't. Now, are you able to say to camera, that's your camera over there, that you're going to be performing on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so they must stay tuned and not go anywhere? You can pick whether you want to do it in French or Spanish?
Okay, I will choose. I can do both.
Oh, let's do both. Let's do both. That's your camera over there.
Donc, retrouvez-moi sur la scène d'Expresso à plus tard dans votre Feel Good Breakfast Show. And Spanish, véanme actuando en el escenario de Expresso más tarde en su Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Okay, that is amazing. How's your Afrikaans?
It's rusty, I'm getting it.
What do you know in Afrikaans?
I will not be trying on this breakfast show morning.
Wel, dames en here, sy gaan nêrens nie. Sy gaan vir jou lekker perform. Jeez, I forgot that word. Maar gaan nêrens nie. Bly ingeskakel op jou goed voel ontbytprogram. There we go. Listen, that was very rusty from my end for someone that is Afrikaans. But it's so great to have you here. Cassa Jackson is not going anywhere. She's got 3 performances coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I'm not even gonna lie right now. I'm not trying to do any of those accents right now, but I am going to ask you, because early on we asked you to help Zoe choose between 2 chic winter looks. Now let's find out which outfit she'll be wearing for the rest of the show. Let's see what everyone is saying online before we reveal what she's going to be wearing on the show today. Da-da-da-da. Wait, where's the comments? We're reading out the comments. Okay, so there we go. We have Tandeka Tandi saying, good morning. Well, Zoe looks phenomenal in every outfit. I agree. But option 1 will do big ups to the wardrobe team. You are doing a great job. Then Jacqueline Kutzer saying, it would be lovely to see Zoe in outfit number 1. We also have Jocelyn Holland saying, good morning, Miss Brown, option number 1, please and thanks. Let's see if we have some more. We also have Rabia Lingham saying, good morning, option number 1, I love it. It's warm, it's stylish and colorful, perfect for beautiful Zoe. And then Leandra Hendrik saying, option number 1, looks great. Amanda also saying, good morning, option number 1. And then Mshlonga saying, I love lightweight, long sleeve, jump knit, jeans, boots and scarf. I think that is option number 1. So Zoe, come on in. I think the viewers have decided to go with option number 1.
My look for today. I love that you actually chose it because this is my favorite one. I love the scarf, the colors. I will be matching you.
Yay.
And of course, wearing some fun booties. I mean, I think it's winter. That's the best part about all of these fun accessories is being able to wear scarves and little beanies and boots and just really have fun with fashion.
Definitely. I'm obsessed with the layers of everything, and I'm also so obsessed with those boots right now. So I think that you need to go get changed, get ready for the Tuesday, and thank Mzansi because they have styled it to perfection. Of course, remember, you can get 30% off knitwear items, women's winter accessories, and women's sleepwear and slippers until the 8th of May 2022. Now, shop this offer at Woolworths. Again, it is available in store, online, or on the Woolies app. And now you are sorted.
Yeah, let me go get dressed.
Gracias.
Julep, julep,
my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited to have Cassa Jackson gracing our stage this feel-good breakfast show morning. Now, please enjoy her first single combining English and French. It's called Dear Mum. Tell us about the inspiration about the song Dear Mum.
So this song I actually wrote for my mum for her birthday, and I never had intended to release it, but then people liked it so much that I decided to, and I then released a version in French, so I'm going to do a combination of those two versions this morning. And I hear it's Mother's Day in South Africa on Sunday. So
yes, it is. It's a perfect time. What did your mom say when she heard the song for the first time?
She cried.
Oh, because your mom, I wish we could actually see her, but her mom is like her biggest hype person, taking videos behind the scenes. I'm sure she's going to cry right now. So hold back on the tears, get those tissues if you have to, because Cassa Jackson is here to perform just for you. Take it away.
Thank you.
Speed bump when you tried to run that marathon with me, and we gave up and talked for hours, walked the finish line, laid the flowers to end the story of the tragedy that was me. And I can't believe that I couldn't see what you did for free. You didn't mind to say to me, just stop and breathe, when I got cold feet. And I want you to know where you are is my home. You got it like an angel, and I'm never alone. And all that I hear is your love in the echoes, one of a kind, singing that rhyme. Your voice is mine. Tu pied de falaise, soleil du matin, petit vent frais, main dans la main, toi et moi. Je ne peux pas croire que je n'ai pas su voir tout ce que tu faisais sans réclamer. Et quand je doutais, quand j'hésitais, tu me rassurais. Et dans ce monde où que je sois, mon cœur vit avec toi, mon ange gardien. Jamais très loin, et tout ce qui m'entoure, nourri par ton amour, me protège toujours. Et grâce à ta voix, oh, qui vit en moi, and I can sleep with the light off. Now there's nothing hiding in the shadows. I'm a grown-up girl in a brave new world. I've learned to love, and I owe it all to you. The colors of the and I can see you when I hit a wall, 'cause you're the one that gets me through it all. And I want you to know the way you are is my home. You got it like an angel, I'm never alone. And all that I hear is your love in the echoes, one of a kind. You're singing that rhyme. Oh, your voice is mine. It's mine, mine, mine. Your voice is mine, 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 mine. Your voice is mine.
Thank you.
Oh, what a beautiful voice. Cassa Jackson is not going anywhere. She still has 2 more performances coming your way. That being said, it's time now to have another look at those news headlines. Starting on the national front, the Gauteng government is moving forward with its plan to commercialize cannabis production, with a call for proposals from interested entrepreneurs. Now, in the government gazette on Friday, the Gauteng provincial government invited those interested in being part of its Gauteng cannabis industrialization program to submit their proposals. The program, which is led by the Gauteng Department of Economic Development and the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, is part of its goal to create jobs and boost the economy by processing hemp and cannabis on an industrial scale. Then staying on the local front, the National Department of Health has warned of a possible measles outbreak, cautioning that the risk remains high following decreased uptake of childhood vaccination during the COVID-19 pandemic. Department spokesperson Foster Mohale has called on parents and caregivers to ensure their children are up to date with their vaccinations to minimize the complications of this infectious disease. This follows the latest report by the World Health Organization, which revealed that Africa had experienced a surge in outbreaks of vaccine-preventable diseases over the past year. Then looking to news on the international front, billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates of the US has proposed the formation of a new global pandemic surveillance unit, claiming the World Health Organization currently has less than 10 full-time people checking for deadly new viruses. The Microsoft co-founder was urging countries to take the threat of a global pandemic more seriously long before COVID-19 arrived, warning that the world was not ready for a deadly outbreak. Gates said, and I quote, "We're still at risk of this pandemic generating a variant that would be even more transmissive and fatal." And then a month-long joint operation by Rwandan security forces and the Southern African Development Community Mission in Mozambique's Macomia district have restored life to normal in the Cabo Delgado province of Mozambique. Now, Rwanda's defense and military spokesperson, Colonel Ronald Riwivanga, said a considerable number of people who were in captivity were rescued from Islamic State-linked insurgents. He said, and I quote, "The operations have been successful and have led to the return of hundreds of civilian captives who were under the insurgents' control." Then Singapore Civil Defence Force firefighters saved the lives of 13 cats trapped in a lift in a mall after a blaze had broken out in an apartment building. The firefighters from the Bukit Batok fire station initially rescued 14 unconscious cats in the lift and then performed CPR on all of them. 13 eventually regained consciousness. Unfortunately, one passed away. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Meanwhile, from Pak Kret in Thailand comes the news that a man has invented a functional shelter for stray dogs made of recycled billboards. Jean Shan Tongjin came up with the concept during his university doctorate program, where he sought to provide additional safety to Pak Kret's many stray dogs. The structure is easily deployable and protects stray dogs from rain and intense heat. Old billboards are recycled into foldable mounted tents. Now, Chan Tongjin's invention has so far been a huge hit. More than 10,000 pictures of dogs utilizing these shelters have appeared on Facebook, and we love to see it. That being said, that is where I wrap your 7 o'clock news headlines. It's time to have another look at the sports. Here's Zoe.
Thank you, Jamie Lee. Well, let's start off with your soccer for today. Rafael Varane scored his first Premier League goal as Manchester United returned to winning ways with a comfortable 3-0 victory over Brentford. Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo also netted in what is the last home fixture of a very difficult campaign for United. They remain in 6th place with 58 points from 36 games, 5 behind 4th placed Arsenal, but having played 2 more matches. Meanwhile, in the Champions League, Liverpool takes a 2-0 lead into the away leg of their semi-final against Villarreal. The Yellow Submarine, though, have already claimed a big scalp in this year's competition after beating Bayern Munich in the quarters, so anything is possible. And staying with football, FIFA has sanctioned 6 African football associations following March's 2022 World Cup playoff matches, but not ordered the replays requested by Algeria and Egypt. Instead, Senegal, Nigeria and DRC have all been ordered to play 1 match behind closed doors, as well as being fined. Algeria, Egypt and Morocco have all been handed financial fines by football's world governing body. The list of decisions published by FIFA does not include any instructions for any replays or overturning of results. Now moving over to the world of female cricket, top order batter Tasman Brits and left arm spinner Nonkululeko Mdlaba have both received their maiden national contracts, having been consistent members of the recent Proteas women's squad. Cricket South Africa also confirmed what is set to be a busy schedule for the women's team in the 2022-23 season, and the team will be heading on tour to Ireland for 3 T20s and 3 ODIs in June, before playing a multi-format tour against England between 25 June and 27 July. This year's schedule also includes the exciting addition of women's T20 cricket in the 2022 Commonwealth Games taking place in Birmingham in August, while the season culminates in 2023 T20 World Cup, which will be held on home soil in South Africa come February. Now moving over to the world of tennis, Andy Murray beat 2020 US Open champion Dominic Thiem comfortably to reach the second round of the Madrid Open. In his first match on clay since August 2020, Murray won the high-profile first-round match 6-3 and 6-4. Elsewhere, Gael Monfils eased past 20-year-old Spanish wildcard Carlos Camino Valero 6-3 and 6-0 in just 55 minutes to book a second-round meeting with world number 1 Novak Djokovic. South Africa's Lloyd Harris was eliminated in the first round after going down 7-5 and 6-3 to Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Well, that's where I leave your morning sport for now. Let's take another look at your weather.
Thank you so much, Zoe. On the international weather front, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has hit back at Leonardo DiCaprio after the Hollywood actor and an ardent environmentalist encouraged the country's youth to vote in the elections later this year. DiCaprio posted on Twitter, and I quote, "Brazil is home to the Amazon and other ecosystems critical to climate change. What happens there matters to us all, and youth voting is key in driving change for a healthy planet." Bolsonaro, who has cut environmental protections, responded sarcastically, "Our people will decide if they want to keep our sovereignty on the Amazon or be ruled by crooks who serve foreign special interests." Now, DiCaprio is a champion of greater protection for the Amazon rainforest, donating $5 million to conservation efforts in 2019. Conservationists have blamed Bolsonaro and his government for turning a blind eye to farmers and loggers clearing land in the Amazon, which is the world's largest rainforest, generally referred to as the lungs of the earth. Then from environmental news to sunrise views, our regular photographer Nancy Govender from Pennington kicks off our 7 a.m. update with this breathtaking shot overlooking the ocean and the sun rising in the distance. Then another regular, Alan Rudnicki from Stellenbosch, shared this beautiful view as he starts his day overlooking this dam with a phenomenal double rainbow in the sky. Absolutely breathtaking. That being said, let me get you geared up for the rest of the day with those temperatures. For you, Polokwane, do expect a low of 9 that will peak at 23. For you, Umbombela, it is sunshine coming your way with a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 27. For you, Pretoria, your range is 11 to 24. Johannesburg can be seen with a temperature as low as 10 and a high of 23. Mahikeng, for you, it is 9:23. Klerksdorp for you, 6:25. And in Kimberley, do expect some sunshine coming your way with a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 25. For you, Bloemfontein, it is 5:24. Richards Bay can be seen with a range of 15 to 26. And for you, Pietermaritzburg, your day is starting off with a low of 10 that will peak at 27. Durban, 16:25. And Tata, for you, it is 10:28. And in East London can be seen with a range of 14 to 27. Cradock, your minimum is 8 and a maximum of 28. Gqeberha, for you, 14:25. And then George can be seen with a range of 12 to 22. If you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town, today, do expect a low of 15. That will peak at 22. Worcester, for you, it is 10:29. Sutherland, 9:23. And last but definitely not least, Uppington, ranging from 11 to 30. Well, that is where I leave your 7 o'clock weather update on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you, Jamie Lee. Well, it's time for us to connect with you on social media, and we want to wish our Muslim viewers a happy Eid Mubarak. Now, let's take a look at what you had to say on social media. And we love seeing these comments of well wishes. Shireen Abrams says, good morning to the happy team. Happy Tuesday, in fact. I would like to wish all the Muslim viewers and their families and friends a happy and blessed Eid Mubarak. Enjoy your day with your family and friends and your loved ones. Fatima Peter says, good morning to the A-team. Thanks so much. May you all have a blessed day and stay safe. Joan Cameron, one of our regulars, also saying, have a great day. Let's see if there are any other comments. Prince Victor says, good morning, team. Hope all of you have a beautiful day. Elizabeth also saying good morning to us, as well as Paul Johnson. So a very good morning back to you. And if you are celebrating Eid today, have a blessed one with your friends and family. If you would love to wish your well wishes or say hello on our Good Morning post, feel free to head on over to social media. But don't go anywhere. We still have a lot coming up in just a bit.
Don't go to Umashonisa, uzozola. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Let us talk about the treatment for iron deficiency, and that depends on its cause and severity. Now, so to find out more about this issue, we are speaking to Dr. Fourie, who is joining us to explain how treatments may include dietary changes as well as supplements, and how the goals of treating iron deficiency are to treat its underlying cause. As always, Dr. Fourie, it is so good to have you with us.
Thanks so much for having me again.
I don't know if this is a silly question, but what is the right amount of iron needed in our daily lives to be able to prevent iron deficiency as well as iron deficiency anemia?
So I think it's a well-asked question because it is very relative. We think that you need about 1 to 2 milligrams of iron a day, but to just choose food that has the right amount of iron in, which very few people would be able to do, doesn't necessarily mean that iron is actually being absorbed in your body in the first place. So you can't really tell people, eat this and then you're going to be okay. Everybody's different. It depends how you're losing it. It depends on the underlying reason for the low iron. It depends on your age, male, female. So the lady's going to need a lot of iron, and specifically around her period time, she's going to need much more iron.
You've mentioned before, if you can't get all of the iron from the foods, however, if you are going to go the route of using a supplement, what are some of the key things that we need to look out for?
So the supplements really are varied, diverse. They've been around for a long time. And really in the past, we've had a lot of iron supplements where not a lot of emphasis was put on how well they were being absorbed. But as time progressed, because of the side effects of the iron supplementation, the difficulties, the commonness of it, science has really stepped in to say, look, we think we can provide you something that actually has evidence. They go through ratings processes where SAPRA and FDA would look at the iron supplement, and they want clinical trials and evidence to show that this tablet will present to your body this amount of iron, which would then guarantee this amount would be absorbed from that iron. So science has really stepped in on newer irons, and so much so that you can't even buy them off the shelf anymore. So the really good irons are now a pharmacy, a doctor, somebody's controlling that. One could, in theory, overdose with iron because the irons have become so good that we can't just take iron as we feel and choose. And because it is a temptation for people when they feel tired to just think, I'm sure it's just an iron thing. Or, you know, your granny will say, oh, I remember this happened to me and it was always my iron. And then it becomes a little dangerous when you just start chomping on iron because really the side effects are unpleasant, unbearable, in fact. And so a lot of people will stop using it with this sort of false impression that it doesn't work for me. And that's really not true.
Let's speak about the diet. What do you think? What impact does diet have on iron deficiency?
Diet really is everything. So all of the nutrients we use, as a doctor, the type of medicine I practice, which is metabolic, functional, nutritional, I believe your food becomes your medicine. So we ideally want to get all our elements and minerals and electrolytes, nutrients, phytonutrients from the food we eat, and we absolutely can. But the key is, with a lot of people would agree, is varieties of diets, moderation of diets. It's quite important in your eating that you are taking in what we call a heme-based form of iron, which is normally what we get from animal types of food. So meat is still the easiest and best form of iron supplementation or increase. In fact, in a body, the liver probably provides the most iron per cubic centimeter of any part of my body, which unfortunately most people have a little funny reaction to eating liver, but it's an essential, an awesome food. If you could put it in a bottle and sell it, it would be great. It would smell funny though. There are plant-based forms of iron, so foods like lentils, foods like your dark leafy greens, sweet potatoes, eggs do contain iron, but these sometimes contain an iron now, or generally contain an iron called non-heme. It's a plant-based iron, which we aren't as good at absorbing or digesting from our diets. So you will get it in, but you have to almost eat a larger volume of it to get the type of iron in that you need to keep your levels at that 1 to 2 milligrams per day that we feel like you should have as a minimum. And as I said, for your ladies, that would even be more, especially around period time. And so a lot of the cravings that ladies have, sort of just before periods or during periods, is related to this nutritional deficiency that the body experiences, where sometimes it is magnesium, calcium, iron, are the supplements which actually just make me feel better. So my body goes looking for it, craving for it. So food is essential for maintenance. I do struggle to believe that you're going to supplement or correct a low level just from food. It's an enormous amount of food you're going to eat. You're really going to struggle to do it.
And what's the best way to incorporate this into our daily lifestyle? I know you spoke about liver, you spoke about meat and, you know, supplements, but what is the best way to incorporate this into our lifestyle?
So just variety. I think for all of us, whenever I meet somebody who's doing a diet which excludes a food group, you immediately worry about the nutrients from that group that they're no longer getting. And people are not as concerned with micronutrients as they are with macros. So we talk about carbohydrates, proteins, and fats as though that's all we get from food. But it's really these tiny little parts of it. Iron, vitamins, nutrients, salts. These are the things that keep our bodies running and working well. So at the end of the day, you need large varieties of foods, preferably not overcooked, because we tend to lose a lot of our minerals when we overcook our food. The old ways of boiling foods, you're going to lose a lot of your minerals when we boil these minerals out of our food. So raw foods, fresh foods are especially good for us. And then even sort of a medium cooked steak is probably going to give you more than a well-done steak, interestingly. But just variety is just the key.
Because that's the only way you eat a steak. Medium. Medium, medium, medium.
It is weird, right? But it's true.
Dr. Faria, as always, I wish I could keep you on this couch for longer, but it's always so good to have you with us.
Right, thank you so much.
Well, everyone does get tired from time to time, but if you feel exhausted every day, you may be suffering from fatigue, which is a symptom of iron deficiency. Now, if you are concerned about your symptoms, it's important that you find out with certainty whether iron deficiency is the reason by speaking to your doctor in order to work out what is causing your symptoms and how to treat it.
1 in 2 healthy South African women suffer from iron deficiency. Speak to your healthcare professional about getting tested and treated for iron deficiency. Brought to you by FerryMed.
When it comes to your health, you learn something new every day. Now, every Tuesday, we also bring you Pharmacy of the Week to acknowledge the incredible people working on the front line. Now, this is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram, OTC, sponsors of Brave. Now, let's take a look at this week's Pharmacy of the Week. It is Everton Pharmacy in Vereniging in Gauteng.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Serving this community is my pride. It's family-oriented business, so they are no longer patients, but they are family. During the COVID, everybody was panicking, so we had to remain calm, and then we had to assure everyone that, guys, we will be here, you're gonna be fine, this pandemic is gonna and you're still gonna be here. And then my employees, I had to assure them that, you know, guys, no matter what happens, your jobs are still safe. And then you just have to remain calm and be hopeful that we still have our jobs. Nothing will last forever. We're still gonna be here and we're still gonna be happy. And as much as we still have COVID, but we can see that things are getting back to normal.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
With schools opening again, teachers and parents will face difficult situations, like tummy cramps, teething, pain and fever, scratches and scrapes, allergies and coughs. Adcock Ingram OTC brings you a wide range of products to help parents take care of those challenges. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Inspiring stuff indeed. We continue to say thank you to all of those fighting on the front line. We see you, we thank you, and we appreciate you.
Oh, well, listen, it's so great, Jamie, to be in the studio with Tando, and we're about to really cook up a storm. We are making a summer fit cook and mince, something you do. Amaguinha, you know, it's the same, but different. Amaguinha, making that today. Oh, listen, I'm so excited for this recipe.
Yeah?
It is delicious, and I mean, I think of this, I think of mom's food.
Literally.
I think everyone has that one yummy dish that mom just knows how to make. And when someone else makes it, it really stirs up that sweet, nostalgic memories, especially if it has been yours, you know, whether you call it vetkoek or amaguinha. This recipe has been mastered, I think, by everyone's moms. And it's now your turn to stir up sweet memories in treating us with an Olive Pride mince vetkoek. Tando, the floor is yours.
My mom makes this, like you're saying, my mom makes the best.
Oh.
I don't think, it's great. It's great, but Mama, I miss your recipe.
I know, and you know what? Mamas just know how to cook it slightly different. Can I tell you what Mama does? When you ask her for a recipe, she actually leaves an ingredient out.
Really?
And then it never tastes like hers.
My mom gives me the recipe, but she doesn't give me her, so that energy. I don't have the energy. Like, I always say moms make the best food because they make it with that love.
Yes.
I don't have it in me.
No, you know what? But I see you started off with our Clover Olive Pride.
Yes.
And our Clover Olive Pride, a blend, it is highly recommended for hot applications such as frying, grilling, stewing, and baking. And that's exactly what you're doing there with a little bit of onions.
Yeah.
And what makes it amazing is it has a high smoke point, but it also maintains an olive flavor to really enhance the flavor of the dish.
Yeah. Ooh. So I'm gonna fry this up. We're gonna get our onions nice and soft. In the meantime, earlier we mixed some hot water, warm water, a packet of yeast and some sugar to activate that. And this is gonna form our dough.
Yeast and sugar are like
you need to
besties.
feed the yeast, give the yeast its food.
Yeah.
So we're gonna mix this all together in here, and this is gonna be our dough. A little bit of salt.
Just a little.
One thing about yeast and salt, though, you must never pour salt on top of yeast.
Because that will kill it.
Literally, switches off the yeast.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a little too much.
It's okay.
It's
you know what? This is great to also show people you can make the dough, your dough for your amakwina, your fit cook from scratch. Or you can be lazy and go buy the ready-made one in the packet at the store.
Yes.
And then you will have your bowl of dough.
Yeah.
Now, is it just a case of just breaking it into
like bite-sized balls, like golf-sized balls?
Golf-sized balls.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very big golf ball. I don't play golf.
You don't play golf? It's
play putt-putt.
Slightly, but that's fine.
Should we go smaller?
Want a large one?
I do want a large one.
That's fine.
The more the better. And it's just, you know, you don't want to obviously push all the air out, so it's just a case of using it like that.
Yeah, and then you're going to pass that to me. I'm also going to throw in my mince in here with our curry powder. Ooh, tons of curry.
And I think when it comes to sekoek and mince, amagunya and mince.
Amagunya and mince.
It's all about the mince. It's all about that spiciness.
The flavor in the mince.
That
there we go. And our oil is, turn that up. There we go. Ooh. Now we are frying.
Oh, I'm getting those spices coming through. Now, Tando, is this a meal? When would Mom make this meal? What day of the week is this an appropriate meal for?
Honestly, this is one of the meals I get on request. Like, there's certain meals my mom doesn't make, and then I'm like, Mama, you know, you haven't made this in such a long time. And she's like, okay. Then I see one morning she'll wake up, and I'll be like, thank you so much.
Okay.
So this is upon request. This is not like a...
So I grew up in a house where you know, Monday to Friday, or pretty much Monday to Thursday, was stew. So like all these hearty meals. So this is Saturday food in our house.
Ah, Saturday morning.
Saturday lunch, Saturday during the rugby, Saturday during the sport. This is Saturday food in the house. So it always serves such a sweet memory. And you know, I know you have your fit cook with mince.
Yeah.
Fit cook with jam, apricot jam and cheese.
I've never had that.
Ooh.
With jam?
Well, no mince, just a savory, like a nice little...
sweet one.
Yeah.
I've never... I think I need to try that.
Some fit cook and jam.
I need to try that. That sounds wild.
I'm just making... That's not a ball, but we'll go for it.
That's close enough.
Okay.
So once that's done, once it's all fried up, this is what we get.
Okay.
And I don't have a knife. Oh, it's already cut. Magical things.
Look at this. We have Kitchen Fairies that does things for us.
And then we're going to just put the mince inside. And there you have it.
Ooh, serve it fresh. Add your mince, add that. I think everyone has a unique
extra
way.
Cheese, even some cheese on top of this, melt some cheese.
Making their own. Well, if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe that Tando just showed us, your mince fit cook or your amagunya, you can get it on our website. That's expressoshow.com. It really is easy, and it's going to be all about using your olive pride and getting those flavors packed into your mince. And I think you are setting yourself up for success. And I think, you know, all the mama bears will also be like, okay, now my kid doesn't need me anymore. But no one makes it as best as mama.
Nah, I'll always need my mom.
That's true. Now get your hands on this recipe. Simply head on over to our website. That's expressoshow.com.
I don't know.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, and we are spicing things up this morning by playing a round of the emoji challenge with the well-traveled Cassa Jackson and Miss Zoe Brown. Now, how it works is a series of different emojis will appear on the screen, and you will need to guess the correct country associated with them. Some will seem to make no sense at all. I've had a look at them. I suck. So feel free to play them out loud until you get it at home, because guys, this is difficult, but who better than the two of you to play this game? Because both of you are well-traveled.
I don't know, how well do you know the different flags of various countries?
I wouldn't say very well, so we'll see how we get on.
You'll actually be surprised there's no flags in it. It's all about the emojis. So just to give you a bit of context, let's look at the first one.
Okay.
There's just going to be the warm-up, okay? So there's...
Taiwan.
What? Okay,
yes.
she got it. Okay, I get it.
You get it now?
I thought America, like, make America great again. I don't know why I thought that.
So,
okay, Taiwan.
Head in the right space, you got it, Cassie.
Okay.
That was just a warm-up round,
She's
okay?
got
so
it.
if you want to guess it out, just shout out. Okay, first round goes a little something like this.
Okay, so it's literal. Angry Russia. Madagascar.
Oh, yes,
nice.
Madagascar.
I get it. Sorry, that was a bit.
You get it now?
Yeah.
Let's see the next one.
Madagascar.
Zoe.
No. Jail walk. Nowhere.
Norway.
I get it.
Yeah. You said it, but
I didn't even say it. Okay.
Okay, the next one is?
Norway. Oh, that's clever. Wales.
Well, there we go.
Wales. Sorry, I'm just like jumping. Okay, you go first for the next one.
So Wales is in there.
That was
Let's look at the next one.
Clover Beach.
Clover Island.
Cleveland. No, that's place in America.
Cleveland.
No, you guys said it.
What? Clover Island. Clover Island.
Take that. Take the
Island.
Clover away.
Island. Ireland.
Yes, Ireland. That's Ireland. Not Clover Island. Okay, I would love to go to that country, but it is Ireland. Cassa Jackson, are you still with us?
It's very early in the morning.
I know, right? Okay, next one.
Four ants. Ants. A place with ants. Antarctica. Ant.
Nope.
No, that's a continent, not a country. I don't know. 4 ants. Ants in your pants. 4 bugs. Ants.
Should we reveal it to you?
Yes, please. Help us out.
It is...
We didn't get this one.
No, you didn't get it. But this one is...
Ant.
Antigua.
France.
How?
Actually, I don't listen. It's 4... I don't know.
France.
Let's look at the next one. 4 ants. France.
Yeah.
France.
We're thinking in the wrong way. Oh, okay, Chile. Down.
Chile. Both of you got this one. Chile. Ciao. Chile. Okay, next one looks like this.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
China. It's okay. Virus money.
Oh,
Germany.
I feel like the people behind the camera should have played this. They are like getting
Germany.
They are getting it. I think their mind is like you have to think of it. Germany. Okay. Ready for another one?
We are not doing well, are we? Okay.
Iceland.
Got it.
We got it.
We got it. Give you Iceland. That was an easy one.
Oh no, we're not teamwork. We're not competing with each other. We just want to get this.
Okay,
now.
the last one.
Belgium.
No,
I got that one. Okay,
Give yourself a round of
that?
I think I should have stopped at Taiwan.
No, you were off to a great start, but then Zoe came through down for the last one. But Cassa Jackson, it's time for you to take to the stage now. Yes. Hopefully, we know you can be better singing than the emoji game.
No. You are such a talent.
We are going back to the Expresso stage with Cassa Jackson, who's going to be standing by with her next performance titled Parallel Universe. Take it away, Mama.
Would it be like if I was with you tonight? Would you hold me? I can see behind your smile that your thoughts are running wild. Or just hold me. And the records on our phone show there is nothing wrong, it's normal. So why do things align to conclusions in my mind? Is that normal? When you'd walk me places and we'd stand outside, the rain in our faces, but only goodbyes. Stare too long moments we let pass us by. When you got me wasted on so many nights. In a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, yeah. In a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, yeah. In a parallel universe. So what would it be like if I was lonely? Would I be causing trouble? Would I call you up at night after one too many wines, seeing double? And would you tell me I'm just drunk and I regret it with the sun in the morning? But what you don't realize is every day you're on my mind, and I'm thinking about when you'd walk me places and we'd stand outside, the rain in our faces, only goodbyes. Stare too long moments we'd let pass us by. When you got me wasted on so many nights. In a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, yeah. And in a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, yeah. And I'm holding on to you, yeah. In my mind, it's you. Another place, another time. 'Cause in a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, oh no, no, yeah. In a parallel universe, would you always want to put me first? In a parallel universe, oh, 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 yeah.
Jackson, everybody. I love that song. You know what? You're taking us on a musical journey. First, you got us in the fields. Now it's a bit upbeat. I'm a bit excited for the next one. But take us through the inspiration behind this one.
So Parallel Universe, I wrote, it's all about when you want to be with someone, but you can't. It's actually my biggest song. It's got nearly 3 million streams on Spotify. And yeah, I just write songs. Apart from Dear Mom, all my songs are about relationships. And as you'll see with my next song, mainly bad ones.
Mainly bad ones. Is this from a personal experience?
Yes, all my songs are autobiographical. It's kind of like therapy for me, songwriting. Something happens and I'm like, at least I'll get a good song out of it.
We're enjoying that. We can't wait for the next one, even though, like you term it, it's going to be a bad one.
It's a sassy song.
Sassy.
I'll tell you that.
We are here for all the sassiness, so don't go anywhere. Cassa Jackson still has one more performance just for you. back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As you heard, Mr. JP Sebastian is in studio to give us a review of one of the coolest movies ever. Hello.
One of the coolest movies ever. Jeez, are you on the take? Are you on the payroll?
I'm like, yeah.
It's probably just the intimidation of Liam Neeson. Do you find him intimidating? Do you find him sexy at all? No?
No, not sexy at all. And I would also not say sexy. But maybe if you had your shirt on, then I would find him sexy.
You know, it's pretty sad when a woman says, you know, maybe if you left your shirt on.
I didn't mean it like that.
Okay,
no, my memory's good, but we're speaking about memory that was actually released last weekend.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson is in it. He's back on the big screen, silver screen. Talk to us about it.
And of course, it came out last Friday. A bunch of you have already seen it. So, hey, you know, post us what you think about it. Post us your thoughts and whatever. The only reason I'm talking about it again today is because we're going to show you another interview that I did with the director, Martin Campbell, a bit later. Well, after I've done this blabber. Are you into these types of movies, Taken, that sort of thing?
Yes, I watched it, but I think now as a parent, I couldn't watch it again because the fear and anxiety it gives me. Like, I picture myself, like, what happens if this ever happened to Luca? What am I going to do? Am I going to go full on Liam Neeson?
You're worried about going insane and just, like, flipping out and murdering?
Yes. Or now I just keep looking at, like, is someone looking at my child for too long? I don't know. Okay. One day when...
So they're the childhood concerns one can have, and then once we're all at a certain age, there's going to be very real other concerns we have. And one of Liam Neeson's concerns in this movie, the character, is that while he's the stoic, you know, ice-cold hitman and whatever, he's got the onset of Alzheimer's that he's dealing with. It must be a strange web that you're trapped in if you've got your employer on one side who's broken your own rules about who are your targets and who aren't your targets, no women, no children, that type of typical thing. And you're combating the fact that you can't remember, you know, what your orders are, who you're supposed to be following. So there's this whole web of intrigue and revenge. Now, I want to tell you a bit about Martin Campbell, because you must recognize some of the movies that he's directed. The Mask of Zorro, The Legend of Zorro. Oh, you're a big Zorro fan? Yeah. Zorro, shame, doesn't necessarily get the same love as The Mummy, but, like, it's a classic, folks. Anyway, same director, by the way, as Casino Royale. And why that is important is that similarly there to the way Liam Neeson is doing something sort of different here. He's not alpha macho dude type thing. It's a guy who's dealing with mental, illness. Or I suppose the term is disorder for Alzheimer's. Similarly with Casino Royale, he does the flip on James Bond, where we're used to the slick and suave guy. And then all of a sudden, he brings in Daniel Craig, which no one believed in. So similarly, you're doing something totally different with Liam Neeson. Similarly with this director previously, The Foreigner, with Jackie Chan, where he tells the guy, no more kung fu in this movie. You're just going to do detective stuff. And that's like totally like a pretty refreshing sort of eye-opener for folks and whatever. Similarly here, then, Liam Neeson is taking a bit more of at least a flesh and blood streak to this, you know, murderous character of his. But tell you what, how about we have me and the director thrash it out face to face in a little webcam interview that I did with Martin Campbell for Memory.
I'm excited.
He's taking out the traffickers that we couldn't.
You said he wasn't a problem.
Hi, Martin Campbell. My name, like I said, JP, all the way from South Africa. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Same here, mate.
So finally, a Bond director gets his clutches on Liam Neeson. What was it like working with a man with the kind of myth that he has in Memory?
Oh, well, first of all, he's a superb actor. And he's a terrific guy. I mean, you know, and he's perfectly suited to the part. A hitman who wants to retire, basically. You know, he takes it upon himself to refuse to do one particular job that finally leads him to bring down all the bad guys. You know, and for that you like him. And I think you like Liam Neeson, you know, because Liam is a very likable guy. What can I say?
Would you say it's fair to say that you've induced a subversion of what we could expect from Liam Neeson?
Yeah, it's very different. It's a different part for him. I mean, he's done some great stuff. And for this, it was good because the character is more depth to the character. The fact he's getting Alzheimer's, which affects, of course, the story and certainly affects the outcome of the story. I think the combination of all of that and teaming up with the Guy Pearce character, essentially the cop, in order to solve this crime, I thought for him just made a very interesting character.
So Guy Pearce, but what an overlooked actor. Why do we not see enough of Guy Pearce? It's not just a Liam Neeson movie you're making here. All credit to Liam. No. But tell me about how you raise the stakes. How do you strengthen those characters?
Well, first of all, you rely on them, number one. Let's face it, Guy Pearce is one of the best actors around. and he's absolutely terrific. And I thought the supporting cast were great. And so that sort of combination of those actors, they bring it to life. And it's just such a pleasure working with them.
Martin, I'm chewing into my time here and your time. Thank you so much for spending it with me. Big Zorro guy here, by the way. Let's give that a second look as well, world.
All right, mate. Well, I've been to Cape Town a few times, and I love it. So there we are.
Please come back. We'll shoot something, or Liam Neeson can shoot me. We'll see.
Okay, mate. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you. Ciao.
That was the director, Martin Campbell of Memory. JP Sebastian, that was great. You got to sit down, do a webcam interview with him. Is that like a surreal moment for you?
Well, with the director, it's so much more casual because a director's a movie nerd, an actor's an employee, but sometimes also a nerd. So like with Liam Neeson, it was really intimidating, but with Martin Campbell, I eventually I told him, hey, come down to Cape Town, shoot me, shoot Liam Neeson shooting me, we'll have a good time. So yeah, actually seems like such a lovely guy. But yeah, mostly I'm just today intimidated by the fact that you clearly have a revenge streak of your own. So I think you've had enough Liam Neeson for one more.
Wow, the shade.
In a maternal sense, you're a very scary lady. No, I'm just playing.
No, we are very proud of you. That was a great interview. If you have checked out Memory, let us know what you thought of that. But if not, go and check it out. It was released last week. JP Sebastian did give it a thumbs up. But sticking with Memory, we're continuing that conversation right now.
Thank you, Jamie Lee. I mean, speaking of that topic, I think we are connecting virtually with educational psychologist Dr. Sharon Aitken to talk about how to keep our memory sharp. Dr. Sharon, how are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you, and I'm really hoping my memory is going to work this early in the morning.
Oh, can I tell you what happened this past weekend? Growing up, I was so proud of the fact that I knew everyone's home numbers. Now I can tell you I know my mom and dad's cell phone number, I know my own and my home number. And I'm shocked at how bad my memory has become. Why should we want to improve our memory?
I think for exactly that kind of reason, you suddenly start losing information that you used to have. And it actually stresses you out. It's quite embarrassing, especially when you can't remember somebody's name, especially after you've just been introduced to them. But improving your memory just generally makes you a lot more effective when you're talking to people, when you're trying to get your work done. Just forgetting things is time consuming because you have to go find out what it was that you forgot. Even like me walking into the kitchen going, oh my word, what was it that I came in here for? You've got to walk out again until your memory triggers. So it's just very time consuming and ineffective and embarrassing.
It is, and I think we also get very worked up because, we never had an issue with our memory and now all of a sudden we're struggling to remember things. Could this partly be because we have so many things we're juggling at once? I mean, Dr. Sharon, what is the best way we can go about improving our memory?
I think one of the things you've got to remember is your brain is just part of your whole body. So you've got to look after your personal health. So you can't just treat the brain or the memory in isolation. You've got to make sure that you're physically active, that you are eating well, that you are getting sufficient sleep. Sleep is so important. I hear people bragging all the time about how little sleep that they can actually function with, and it's really not healthy. It's a sort of a form of torture. So sleep is really, really important. And then, as I said, exercise, diet, and as you said, reduce stress. If we're trying to juggle too many things at one time, we are going to start forgetting things.
Okay, well, it's always like that. You won't be able to keep all the balls up in the air. Now, Dr. Sharon, I wanted to know, how can we get better at the process of learning itself? Like, how can we get better at just remembering someone's name? Are there any tips or tricks? Because I'm terrible at it and you get embarrassed.
Yeah, I think what we've got to remember is that there's different types of memory. And if we just keep it really simple, we've got your short-term or immediate memory where you hold things in your head for a very short period of time. You have your long-term memory, which is what you're trying to use when you're studying. And you have your working memory, which is your ability to hold information in your head and manipulate it. And those things require different techniques. So if we're looking at remembering somebody's name in the short term, and we're going to only have to hold that or a cell phone number for like 18 seconds or so, then what you've got to do really is be present. You can't be thinking about, when you're introduced to somebody, what are they wearing? What do they look like? You can't have all of that in your head. You've actually got to focus on their name. Repeat their name maybe to yourself 2 or 3 times. I know it's been suggested that if you actually repeat their name when you introduce yourself, so it's even in your short-term memory, a little bit of repetition can really, really help you. But you've got to be present and be focused and listen to what somebody's actually saying to you.
Oh, you're hitting the nail on the head. It's all about being present, and you're absolutely right. Now, Dr. Sharon, is there an art to memorizing?
Yes, there is an art to memorizing, and there are some study companies that will make a lot of money teaching you how to do this. But I think the first and foremost, whether you're an adult or a child and you're actually trying to get information into your long-term memory, the key factor is to first of all make sure you understand what it is that you are learning. Memorization without understanding is an awfully long process, and then you actually cannot apply it. So the first thing is to understand the information. If you're a learner at school or a student, and then what you've got to do is, as you are being taught through the year, you want to be internalizing the information on a daily basis. So long-term memory is about the daily repetition. Your short-term memory is gone so fast. So if you're not repeating it on a daily basis, you're in big trouble. And that's why I don't advocate that students start learning only 3 weeks before the exams. That terminology should be learned from the beginning of the year all the way through. However, on top of that, if you've got to learn things in a specific order, there are really clever techniques like mnemonics. So mnemonics are things like when you say read of your green book in verse to remember the order of the alphabet. Listen to my memory this morning. The colors of the rainbow. And then there's a lot of different other visualization techniques that you can use, such as a picture or chains of pictures in a row so that you can keep things organized. You can there's so many different techniques that you can use, but understanding must come first, and then you use the memory techniques. They are the cherry on the top of the cake.
Definitely. Well, Dr. Sharon, we appreciate your insights. Thank you for joining us and giving us all of these tips to help us on improving our memory. Thank you.
Can I say one more thing quickly?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what I discovered when my memory was not doing so well the other day, about 2 years ago, there are amazing apps that you can download that have lots of puzzles and games and things. So if you're an older person and you're not actually studying, but you want to improve your brain functioning, you actually can use those apps. If you can't get an app where you don't like to be on your screen so much, you can also do lots of crosswords and puzzles and all those kinds of things. Learn a new musical instrument, learn a new language. All of that improves your memory.
Oh, thank you for that, Dr. Sharon. Of course, keeping the mind active. And there you have it, some tips on how to improve your memory and keep it fresh from educational psychologist Dr. Sharon Aitken. Me.
Perfect. are back with the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big!
Just tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these all-star celebs and stand a chance to win a smooth 1 million rand. WhatsApp your audition video or upload it on our socials at MyTropica for your chance to get a spot on the island.
So buy a Tropica today, and this could be you. See pack for details.
Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3. Now, Cassa Jackson's been joining us throughout the morning, and she's on our Expresso stage for one last time to perform, and this is her final single called Suits You. Cassa, take it away.
Getting on my nerves now, switching every day. I'm messing up my words now, I don't know what to say. You wanna see your friends now, you see them every day. So you're messing up my plans now. So I think I got an image of you in my mind on a pedestal, it's true. With you, I'm blind and I know it's wrong. I'm angry, need sangria wine to forget it all, you know. You only want me when it suits you. You only want me when I get down on my knees. When I'm fighting, I'm a fool for you. But you only want me when it suits you, yeah. You only want me when it suits you. You only want me when I get down on my knees, yeah. Cause I'm a fool for you. And you only want me when it suits you. I don't know, yeah. So I'm playing by your rules now, but only for a break. I'm gonna pick and choose now, I'm gonna make you wait. Not chasing after you, now I'm running my own pace. Not waiting up for you, no, yeah. Cause I think I got an image of you in my mind on a pedestal, it's true. With you, I'm blind and I know it's wrong. I'm angry, need sangria wine to forget it all. Cause you know, you only want me when it suits you, yeah. You only want me when I get down on my knees. Oh, I'm a fool for you. And you only want me when it suits you, yeah. You only want me when it suits you. You only want me when I get down on my knees, yeah. Cause I'm a fool for you. And you only want me when it suits you. Oh, no, yeah. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna cry, I don't wanna have to try. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna cry, I don't wanna. I don't wanna hurt, I don't wanna cry, I don't wanna have to try. I don't wanna hurt, no, I don't wanna cry, I don't wanna. You only want me when it suits you. No, yeah. When I get down on my knees, cause I'm a fool for you, yeah. And you only want me when it suits you. You only want me when it suits you. You only want me when I get down on my knees, yeah. Cause I'm a fool for you. But you only want me when it suits you. Oh, no, yeah. Thank you.
Cassa Jackson on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I mean, I think you got a lot of people thinking, we all know that one person that only wants you when it suits you. But thank you for joining us today and enjoy the rest of your time in South Africa.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'd also like to, if I can, shout out the Pink Glory Foundation because they've made this whole thing possible for me and I've had the best time, so yeah.
Oh, well, we've had the best time having you on our show. Thank you for joining us. And of course, make sure you download and stream her music. Let's support this wonderful talent. This is Cassa Jackson on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
The time now is 2 minutes before 8 o'clock. Time to have a final look at those news headlines. Starting on the national front, Africa's first COVID-19 vaccination plant in Tropica, touted last year as a trailblazer for an under-vaccinated continent, frustrated by sluggish Western handouts, risks shutting down after receiving not a single order. Aspen Pharmacare negotiated a licensing deal in November to package and sell Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine and distribute it across Africa. The World Health Organization called the deal a transformative moment towards leveling stock inequalities in access to COVID-19 vaccines. Yet there have been no orders received, said Aspen Senior Director Stavros Nicolaou. Then the Gauteng government is moving forward with its plans to commercialize cannabis production with a call for proposals from interested entrepreneurs. In the Government Gazette on Friday, the Gauteng provincial government invited those interested in being part of its Gauteng cannabis industrialization program to submit their proposals. The program, which is led by the Gauteng Department of Economic Development and the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, is part of its goal to create jobs and boost the economy by processing hemp and cannabis on an industrial scale. Then looking to news on the international front, Tunisian President Kais Saied has announced plans to rewrite his country's constitution. Mr. Saied, who has dissolved government and parliament, said a committee would be established to redraft the existing framework and would conclude its work within days. He did not specify how the constitution would be changed, but said it would usher in what he called a new republic. Opponents have accused him of seeking to concentrate all the levels of power in his own hands since he seized power 9 months ago. Then billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates of the US has proposed the formation of a new global pandemic surveillance unit, claiming the World Health Organization currently has less than 10 full-time people checking for deadly new viruses. The Microsoft co-founder was urging countries to take the threat of a global pandemic more seriously long before COVID-19 arrived, warning that the world was not ready for a deadly outbreak. Gates said, and I quote, "We're still at risk of this pandemic generating a variant that would be even more transmissive and fatal." Then great news for wildlife is that the pregnant rhino at Inverdoorn Private Game Reserve that survived a horrific poaching attack in which 4 other rhinos were butchered in December has given birth to a healthy calf. Now, Aquila Collection owner Sil Durman announced the wonderful news yesterday. In December 2021, 4 dead rhinos were found, of which the horns had been hacked off. An injured female was missing and had to be tracked. Now, her face had been severely injured by a bullet from a high-caliber rifle. Under guidance of a specialist vet, Dao Grobler, she was finally stabilized sufficiently for a series of reconstructive procedures to be done to her face. Now, on Saturday, an Inverdoorn ranger spotted a newborn white rhinoceros struggling in an aardvark hole. Amid tears of joy and elation from all involved, it was reunited with its mom, then identified as the surviving rhino from the poaching incident. Durman said the miraculous birth of the wee rhino was a joyous moment and was being celebrated throughout wildlife circles and the global rhino conservation community. That being said, that is where I leave your news headlines. It's time to have a final look at the sports. Here's Graham Richards for that.
Thank you so much, Miss Domberg. Better late than never. Let's kick it off with football. Rafael Varane scored his first Premier League goal. That has Manchester United returned to winning ways with a comfortable 3-0 victory over Brentford in the end. Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo also netting in what is the last home fixture of a pretty difficult campaign for United. They remain in 6th place with 58 points from 36 games. That's now 5 behind 4th place to Arsenal, but having played 2 more matches. Meanwhile, in the Champions League, Liverpool take that 2-0 lead into their away leg of their semi-final against Villarreal. The Yellow Submarine, of course, have already claimed a big scalp in this year's competition after beating Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, so anything is possible. And staying with footballing news, FIFA has sanctioned 6 African football associations following March's 2022 World Cup playoff matches, but they have not ordered the replays requested by Algeria and Egypt. So instead, Senegal, Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo have all been ordered to play 1 match behind closed doors, as well as being fined. Algeria, Egypt and Morocco have all been handed financial fines by football's world governing body as well. The list of decisions published by FIFA does not include any instructions for any replays or overturning of any results, at least at this stage. Then we turn to cricket, and great news for 2 players in particular. Top order batter Tasman Brits and left arm spinner Nonkululeko Mlaba have both received their maiden national contracts, having been consistent members of the recent Proteas women's squads. So Cricket South South Africa has also confirmed what is set to be a busy schedule for the women's team in the 22-23 season. The team will be heading on tour to Ireland for 3 T20s and 3 ODIs. That's in June, before playing a multi-format tour against England between the 25th of June and the 27th of July. This year's schedule also includes the exciting addition of women's T20 cricket in the 2022 Commonwealth Games, taking place, of course, in Birmingham in August this year, while the season culminates in the 2023 T20 World Cup. And that'll be held, of course, in South Africa in February next year. And then we turn to tennis, another return, and a successful one at that for Andy Murray. He beat 2020 US Open champion Dominic Thiem comfortably to reach the second round of the Madrid Open. In his first match on clay since August of 2020, Murray won the high-profile first-round match 6-3 and 6-4. Elsewhere, Gael Monfils, he eased past 20-year-old Spaniard wildcard, in fact, Carlos Jimeno Valero, 6-3, 6-love. That just took him 55 minutes to book a second-round meeting, and that happens to be with world number 1 Novak Djokovic. And South Africa's Lloyd Harris sadly eliminated in the first round, going down 7-5, 6-3 to Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Well, that's where we leave our sport for this Tuesday morning. Let's get you one last chance to get set for the weather ahead and some of those temperatures you can expect in SA.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, before we get into those temperatures, there's an excellent opportunity for you to watch a spectacular meteor shower in the pre-dawn hours from tomorrow to Friday. Now, go outside in the dark area, away from any artificial lights, and look essentially straight up. The Eta Aquariid meteor shower could reveal as many as 20 to 30 meteors per hour. In fact, Earth Sky says it's the best shower to see south of the equator. In astronomy, a meteor shower has a radiant, which is the word used to identify the place in the sky from which the meteor seems to emerge. This shower is called the Eta Aquariid, as the radiant is from a star called Eta Aquarii, which makes up the water jug of the constellations Aquarius with a water barrier. Now, the moon will be a waxing crescent next Tuesday that dips below the horizon in pre-dawn, meaning in days before there will be plenty of darkness to see the Eta Aquariid. Enjoy the show. Well, from some environmental news and space news to some sunrise views, we love starting the morning off showing off those gorgeous sunrise images that you share with us. Now, Sean Ray Williams from Boksburg started us off this morning with this stunning shot of a cloud filling the sky. One of our regulars, Louise G. Cherry from Alberton, shared this beautiful image of the sun rising in the distance. Then one of our regulars, Nancy Govender from Pennington, kicked off our 7 a.m. update with this breathtaking image overlooking the ocean and the sun rising. It looks like a postcard. And another regular, Alan Rudnicki from Stellenbosch this morning, shared a beautiful view as he started his day with a phenomenal double rainbow in the sky. Absolutely beautiful. Well, let's look at those temperatures. For Polokwane, expect a low of 9, a high of 23. Mbombela 13, reaching a high of 27. Sunny in Pretoria, 11's your low, 24 your high. Johannesburg 10, reaching a high of 23. Mahikeng 9, 23. Klerksdorp 6, 25. If you're in Kimberley, a low of 8 can be expected and a high of 25 degrees. Bloemfontein 5, 24. Heading over to KZN, Richards Bay, a low of 15, a high of 26 for today. Sunny in Pietermaritzburg, reaching a high of 27. Durban 16, reaching a high of 25. Mthatha sunny, a low of 10, a high of 28. East London, a low of 14 with a high of 27. Cradock partly cloudy, reaching a high of 28. Gqeberha 14, reaching a high of 25. George 12 with a high of 22 for today. Cape Town 15, reaching a high of 22. Worcester partly cloudy with a high of 29 for today, starting off with a low of 10. Sutherland 9 is your low, 23 your high, and Uppington last but not least for today, 11 is your low and 30 degrees Celsius, that is your high for today. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo that you'd love to share with us, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you so much, Sozo. Of course, 1 hour still left to savour of the show this morning. Very important topic throughout the rest of the show being a Health Tuesday. We're going to be focusing on World Pulmonary Hypertension Day, which is commemorated on the 5th of May. We'll get a bit of background.
Yeah, and then we're also going to be spreading some love and joy with regard to the acts of heart, spreading some hope and kindness to everyone out there. So stick around for that. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. We turn our attention to medical matters right now. Now, Thursday, the 5th of May, marks World Pulmonary Hypertension Day. It's estimated that 75 million people worldwide suffer from pulmonary hypertension. However, that could be higher in reality, as PH is frequently misdiagnosed or not even diagnosed at all. And with us this morning to chat more about this condition, and I think an opportunity to spread some awareness, is pulmonologist and head of pulmonology division at UCD Academic Hospital, Dr. Greg Simon. Doc, great to have you here.
Thanks, Graham.
This is an interesting one because it's a term that you hear so often, but I think a lot of people don't fully understand what it is. So please, can you, in the most basic terms possible, explain to us what is pulmonary hypertension?
I think it's a great place to start. Good question. PH, it's a rare disease. So everyone's familiar with systemic hypertension. Everyone talks about hypertension, diabetes. The pulmonary circulation is a low pressure circulation, relatively low pressures. And this rare disease is an affliction of that pulmonary circulation where the pressures go very high. So normal pulmonary pressures are around 20, and we have some patients with pressures over 100.
And what does that do to the system and to the heart?
It puts tremendous strain on the heart, and it's really tough for patients because they just present with, the main presentation is breathlessness. Now, lots of things will cause breathlessness. Being anemic, thyroid problems, heart failure, and often, and this is one of the conundrums with PH, is that it's misdiagnosed. It's diagnosed very late. The mean time, the average time to diagnosis is about 2 years, both overseas and with us. Wow. So it's a long time before patients get the right diagnosis.
That being said, and I suppose you spend most of your days scratching your head trying to look for answers to the bigger questions, but that being said, how do we then identify those symptoms, or what should that warning bell be that we need to, as early as possible, get checked out?
So the shortness of breath, as I said, is a very protein manifestation. Lots of people have shortness of breath for different reasons, but I think for me, raising awareness
and this is where the Jenna Lowe Foundation comes in, raising awareness of a very rare disease which presents with very non-specific symptoms to make early diagnosis. If we can get early diagnoses, we can start treatment early, and then the outcomes are relatively good. We can prevent progression of disease. So raising awareness of a disease which is uncommon, raising clinician awareness to think about this disease. Yeah. It's taught very poorly in medical school.
I suppose it's got to be front of mind for you, and with something that is so rare. I hear you talk about managing the condition. As I understand it, there is no cure. How then do we manage the condition, and what is the outlook for a patient who is able to receive the right kind of treatment in time?
So again, great question. So before 95, there were no treatments. And since then, there's been an explosion of drugs, a plethora. We have almost 30 drugs now available to us, which we use either singularly, but generally in combination, and new combinations are coming out the whole time. And before, PH was a death sentence. You died from this disease within 5 years. Now we have patients 15 years on appropriate therapy, no disease progression, preventing transplantation, and really how long, we don't know. We don't have the drugs for long enough. The major barrier to treatment is cost. I mean, some of these drugs, you're looking at R1 million a year.
Wow.
They're life-saving drugs. They sustain quality of life. They improve quality of life. They keep people at work and with their families. So they really are fantastic agents, but they're prohibitively expensive, which is a problem.
I know it's not specifically your field, but how do we then go about addressing this? When you, in your heart of hearts, when you think about a solution to this particular conundrum, what do you think is the way forward?
I think that's a very challenging question. I think advocacy is first and foremost. We have to have patient advocacy driving awareness, trying to lower prices and access to care. We need access programs. These drugs are expensive. They are not for everyone, and particularly in our environment where we are resource limited, we can't escape that fact. We then have to prioritize and risk stratify patients according to the most needy and I think age, to be fair. So we've got to do the most we can for our younger patients. But having said that, we shouldn't be ageist either. Yeah. But every opportunity should be made to get as many patients onto appropriate drugs, cheap drugs, as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that covers so many different areas in your space. So let's end this with one last thought for anyone out there. And I know it's such a rare thing, but it's something that we do need to consider. What do we need to have in our own mind as an alarm bell when it comes to the heart? Not necessarily just with this particular condition, with the heart health. When do we need to be worried? When should we go and see a doctor? And what is that first step we should do?
So I think in light of COVID, I think it's just highlighted breathlessness. If you have unexplained breathlessness, please don't sit at home. Don't wait. It's going to get better. Seek medical attention and raise it with your practitioner. Just ask the question, could it be PH? Could I have heart failure? Raise the questions within your rights to say, what about this? And explore the options. If you have unexplained breathlessness with relatively normal routine investigations, it needs to be considered.
Please consider it, and don't be afraid of your medical practitioners or the hospitals. It is safe for us to go back.
Yes,
they are working very long shifts to ensure that that is so. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
A light on this. And I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but enjoy the next couple of days. I know there's going to be a firm focus on what you're trying to achieve in a greater sense. So hopefully more people will push towards that ultimate goal. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Graham.
Really interesting discussion with Dr. Greg Simons, a pulmonologist and head of the pulmonology division at UCT Academic Hospital. And we'll continue this medical discussion in just a moment.
Oh, thanks, G-Man. You know what, being in Durban firsthand when the floods took place and being back there this past weekend, there's no doubt that the floods in KZN has had a massive impact on the lives of so many people in the area, opening up our eyes to a need for a lot more kindness. Now, this week, Jungle's Little Acts of Heart campaign has brought alight how one woman and her family are coming together to change lives during this very difficult time.
And that one woman's name is Bhavana Singh, who shared my act of kindness is straight from my heart. My family and I get together and we cook big pots of food to help feed the less fortunate, especially after the disastrous floods in KZN. So many are in need. What a blessing it is to be able to help those in need. It's the absolute purpose of life.
I love that.
The heartstrings.
And you know what? It's been beautiful to see the community come together, how quickly the cleanup process has started, how often the organizations and just, you know, people have rallied together to donate and make sure that those who are in need get at least some of their essentials. And, you know, we often take for granted the roof we have over our heads and the food that we have in our fridge and on the tables. And Bhavania and her family are reminding us about the importance of sharing love and kindness with those around us.
Now, of course, we want to hear from you. Is there someone maybe in your community, maybe your friend circle, or even just a family member who goes out of their way to make a difference in the lives of others? We would love for you to share a video or maybe just a photo, even just a comment, and use that hashtag Little Act of Heart, so we can share your kindness with the rest of South Africa. Get onto it right now. We'd love to share it with the rest of Mzansi.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to our Health Tuesday discussion this morning. Now, in honor of World Pulmonary Hypertension Day, which is commemorated on the 5th of May, the Jenna Low Trust and the Pulmonary Hypertension Association of South Africa are joining 80 other organizations from across the globe to raise awareness around this life-threatening illness. And here to tell us more about the trust and the incredible work that they are doing, the vital work that they are doing, is the director of the trust of the Jenna Low Trust. It is Gabby Lowe. Gabby, great to see you.
Morning.
A crazy couple of years have passed since you last connected with our viewers. How are you? How is the trust? Where are you in the world now that we are starting to emerge from COVID? I would imagine with a renewed sense of vigor about what you need to achieve.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for asking.
Good.
Very well. It's 3 years since the book launched, and it is now nearly 7 years since we lost Jen to pulmonary hypertension. So 7 long, tough years, but we're doing really well, thank you. And the trust is going from strength to strength. So the Jenna Low Clinic at Grooterskloof, you just met Dr. Greg.
He's a gem.
Absolute gem. He is a gem.
Yeah.
We now have just under 500 patients registered at the Jenna Low Clinic, which is just extraordinary when you think that when Jen was first diagnosed in 2017, we knew of hardly anyone in South Africa with pulmonary hypertension. So that is not the truth. The truth is people are going undiagnosed.
It's hidden, yeah.
It's hidden.
That's crazy. Well, there were no drugs until 1995, apparently, for this, which shows how young the progression of treatment in this space is.
Yeah.
500 patients you are currently helping for. As I understand it from Dr. Simons, the costs of just the medication alone are massive.
Big problem.
I would imagine the infrastructure, the support for families, especially low-income families in the space. So all of that being said, what are you trying to get right in terms of your balance? What does the foundation actually do to provide support, and how can we help?
Well, so what we do is we've started the clinic. So this happens 2 Thursdays a month, and it's a center of care for pulmonary hypertension patients, because the problem is very often it falls between the two silos of pulmonology and cardiology, because it impacts both the lungs and the heart, right? So we had a massive problem when Jen was ill in finding the right expertise. But now patients can go to one clinic where all of the expertise is in one place.
There.
So that we also advocate a lot to try and get drugs into the country, because many of the treatments are not registered in South Africa. But now we have many more registered, but we're not there yet. We've got a long way to go. And a lot of those drugs are very expensive. What the Trust also does is raise funds to buy equipment, because there's very expensive equipment that patients need to be on when they deteriorate and get bad in the end stages of the disease. Things like mobility scooters, oxygen machines, etc. So we fund those very expensive pieces of equipment. And then we do a lot around education, brochures, flyers, getting information out there, not just to patients but to GPs. We're holding a big webinar, educational webinar in October, and hoping to run a patient-led conference or symposium in May next year.
I'm so glad you said that, because, and it's in no way compares to the space that you are operating in, but I've been a patient for the better part of 2 years dealing with another condition that's minor in this case. But that feeling of not being treated, of having a condition and no one really being able to give you an answer. And if in my case that was frustrating, I can only imagine how soul-destroying that must have been in your journey for those most difficult years in that space. To someone who is suffering with this condition right now, to the people around them, what do you say to them? And in a practical sense, how do you manage this beast? And how did you manage to get to the point that you are?
You know, that's an excellent question, and I think that what we don't do as patients is empower ourselves, and we need to. Doctors are not God. They don't have all the answers. And so, I mean, a simple practical thing to do, track your symptoms daily in a very clear way. Choose what symptoms you're tracking, make a nice measurement, and then track those every day. So that when you go to your appointment, remember the doctor sees you maybe, 4 times a year?
Yeah.
You live with your condition 24 hours a day. You know more than they do about how you are and how it's showing up in your body.
And how you feel.
And how you feel and how it's impacting you and your family. But keep it on record, because we think we'll remember, but we don't. So that when you go, you're empowered with all the answers. List your questions before you go to your session with the doctor, so that you've got all those questions written down, because we forget. We get nervous, it's emotional, you're not feeling great, you think you're going to remember, you're not.
You don't.
So simple things like that, but also knowledge is power. So do the reading. Google Scholar is a fantastic thing. Do the reading. Yeah.
And bring the right people around you. And I love the fact that you have engaged your strategic network in a massive way. And if anything, if there is a silver lining to the last 2 years that we've experienced, it's shown us that what we can do with the medical might, if we combine our forces and our intellectual might and our focus, we can literally achieve anything like a vaccine within a year. So we can do something about this. We just need that collective push and might, and you're very much a part of that.
Absolutely, and as you said, with COVID, you know, we now have access globally to international doctors like that, which is fantastic. So the General Trust is also working very closely with the PVRI, which is the Pulmonary Vascular Research Institute, and I'm part of a task force there around patient empowerment on a global level. So to try and shift the needle, to get the pharmaceutical companies to give us the drugs at a reasonable price. This is really important. You know, we can't afford them.
Lives are literally in the balance. Good luck for the next few days. I know it's going to be a really important one for you, and I hope you get a moment in all of that just to enjoy what you've achieved so far, because there are some successes in that journey. But thank you so much for joining us again. An opportunity for all of us at the moment to spread some awareness within the medical field itself, or to empower ourselves as patients. We're going to continue this discussion in just a moment.
Let's add a twist to this Tuesday morning, okay? Now, we know reinventing classic dishes by adding small twists is often the best way to keep the balance right, add some pizzazz and get more value for your meals. That's exactly what the Add a Twist campaign is all about.
That's right, and Cooklev recently caught up with another one of their CSI winners. Let's take a look at this.
The Add a Twist campaign realized the devastating effects COVID-19 has had on so many South Africans. That's why the campaign further introduced its CSI drive, where consumers were called to nominate a family or a member of their community who were worst affected by the pandemic and who they felt were most deserving to be rewarded with the Add a Twist hamper, which consists of an array of Tiger Brand's staple culinary products, as well as a 2,000 Rand cash prize to help boost the winning family. Walter,
hello,
how are you doing,
I'm fine, thanks,
bro?
and you?
I'm all good, thank you. Looking
Hi,
fresh. I'm loving the
thank you.
smile. Thank you so much for welcoming us to your home.
Yes.
COVID-19, the national lockdown, it's been hectic. Let's talk about it. How has it affected you and your family?
Affected us, me and my family, very bad. Cause we like Spanish, so go Spanish like very tlamele ba full staff. Then everything lolo ilivele my old lady, so my old lady tlamele patele school fees, tlamela patele rent.
Shout outs to your old lady for holding it down. I mean, it hasn't been easy. I'm sure the Added Twist hamper has added value to the family, right?
Yeah, it twisted too much because I mean grocery loan enough for nali family so it tough as so I'm really happy or winning this.
Walter, I see how big the Added Twist hamper is. I need to see what's inside. Please show me.
Let me show you.
We've been adding a twist in our daily lives for a very long time. It's nothing new. However, the national lockdown has forced us to look for value in our wallets, alternates in our kitchen cupboards, versatility from the products that we choose, and more flavor from the meals that we make with love for our families. What would you say is the one product in here that you cannot live without?
It's Miss Bowl's chutney. Yeah, this one is my favorite. For now, like you can also for. I want to me look kisa chili resona.
We're in the same WhatsApp group. I also love chutney. Walter, once again, congratulations on winning yourself the Added Twist hamper. You are truly deserving.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really happy.
Yazi ndoni nanzi combo. Kupin, nale. Ne?
Yeah.
All of the Added Twist products are my favorite. I don't have a specific one, but for now I'll go with the crew baked beans. What is the 7 colors without a bean salad? You too can save up by using what you already have in your kitchen cupboards, just by adding a twist to elevate your everyday meals, creating delicious dishes for your family and your loved ones to enjoy. Today has been nothing short of amazing, a day well spent with someone truly deserving. Inhliziyo yam igcwele qhu. Kutle Adams adding her own little twist this morning for us. Now, chutney and sweet chili are much loved South African sauces, and this year the brand is demonstrating just why you'll want Mrs. Balls on everything. Tando's here to take us through this, I think, bobotie recipe, sweet chili bobotie recipe. But I know that is the twist to it, right? It's a Mrs. Ball chutney.
Literally, and it puts it together for me. It's like it adds what needs to be added.
That tanginess.
No, it does the things. It puts the pot together.
Let the pot speak for itself. Where do you start with this one? Because I know I see you have this beautiful skillet.
Yes.
So is that where we're making everything in?
Yeah. So we're gonna saute our mince.
Okay.
I'm just gonna add all of this.
Get in there, get in all the oils.
Onions, we're gonna get that saute until it's nice and soft, and then garlic, you know, the whole lot. But I'm really keen for this recipe, to be quite honest.
The recipes also just take me back to my days of making, my aunt made frikadel. So then whenever I see the bread, I was on duty to go ask the neighbors for like old bread, and I'll never forget Auntie Joni. She used to live opposite us in Stroosland, and I used to go every week because Monday night was frikadel night, and you needed that old bread.
And it's your task.
So that was my task. I would go, Auntie Joni, Auntie, if we ask if you don't have any old bread for us, please just make the frikadel. And she would know. She don't know. I got the packet for you. So yeah, were you never on that duty?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's different. It's just different.
It's okay.
It sounds good though. It sounds really wholesome. I mean,
what would you put Mrs. Ball's chutney on then? Besides everything, like what was that memory where you know Mrs. Balls was on that?
Beetroot. beetroot, you know, everywhere you go. And beetroot and Mrs. Balls, that's all people would put. It was a whole salad, yes.
Okay, I've never had that. I'll try that.
That's how I remember Mrs. Balls. For me, it's classic like that, yeah.
Love that, because Mrs. Balls is actually humbled to be celebrating 150 years of being in South African homes, showing just how much everybody loves the Mrs. Balls chutney. It is the original chutney recipe, loved for its thick, chunky, fruity taste. Now, Mrs. Ball sweet chili also proves that sweet can be spicy with the right balance of sweet and savory, but Mrs. Balls is now available in an affordable range of 375 grams of new squeeze bottles that you can take about anywhere and everywhere. So the next time you see that beetroot, you just take out...
Just come out with your...
Got some sweet chili, Emma.
Inspired by Beyonce.
Hey, hot sauce in my bag. Hello.
So I've added in here curry, turmeric, and some coriander, mixed herbs as well. Just wholesomeness. And then our mince is going to go in.
Okay, and that will also obviously just like start with the browning process of the onions.
Our mince will go in.
That spices. Okay, so obviously I'm here to work as well. I have a cup of milk.
Yes. And the eggs.
And 3 eggs. And that's going to be our glaze on the top, correct?
Yes, our custard on the top.
Our custard.
Yeah.
Love that custard. So we need to teach me that trick with the eggs. I'm not ready. Have you seen Zoe crack an egg open yet?
Wait, when she does it with one hand?
Is she here?
Zoe!
I think she's on a bit of a break. Must I keep it for her? No.
No.
She'll teach us. She'll teach us. I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm just trying to crack the eggs open and put it all in the bowl. So 3 eggs, a cup of milk, and we're going to whisk it together.
Whisk that nicely. I'm going to add some salt and pepper in here.
And I'm smelling that pot.
Do you smell the goodness?
Yes, yes, yes. All that flavors, all that spices. And you know what? You can actually add a little bit of the sweet chili sauce into it, and then also on top as a side. So you could have the flavor of Mrs. Ball chutney
just everywhere,
infused in the dish, within
and on top,
like and on the side, and in the middle, and everywhere.
Middle center.
Everyone must know.
So I'm gonna go in with the goodness.
Oh, she's going in.
I feel like adding even more.
See, already half of it's done, which is like the recipe. It's okay, and I don't fault you for that.
Yeah.
It just adds that next level, and Bobotie has to have that like sweet, savory taste to it. I know some people like to add cranberries, raisins as well.
Yes.
So you don't need to add that if you have Mrs. Ball chutney because it gives that perfect.
So we also soaked our bread earlier in some milk. So we're gonna squeeze some of the milk out of it. Then we're gonna add this. Break this into our bread.
You're so polite, I would have.
You would have
gone in there, hand blazing.
No.
There you go. So you soak that into milk.
Soak that into
I've never really asked what's the reason for soaking the bread into milk.
I think it just makes it nice because you don't want like dry. It helps it be moist.
Okay.
Adds more moisture to the dish. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
So once we're done with our mince filling, what would be the next step?
So once we've folded everything in, I'm going to spoon this into here, and then you're going to top it with the custard. Also, let's not waste anything. Add that into there.
Girl, I'm all about this. Popping the leftover milk into our custard glaze. And then we're going to pop it into the oven for how long?
Oven for about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
You want to bake that custard. You want it to go in, to soak in, and all that goodness must happen.
And when you see that golden brown on top, you know it is ready. And then you're going to add a bit of twist to your meals this winter. And you can also give your meals that dash unique taste with Mrs. Balls. Now, to get your hands on this delicious recipe, you can visit our website, expressoshow.com. The pots are speaking. It is time to serve. And you, Mzansi, are welcome. So good. So good.
Who said sweet can't be spicy? Enjoy Mrs. Ball's sweet chili sauce. It's the perfect balance of sweet and savory with a hint of heat. Everybody loves the Mrs.
welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. As we continue our medical discussion this morning, we are talking about, or at least hoping to educate as many people about pulmonary hypertension ahead of World Pulmonary Hypertension Day, and that's this Thursday. And we are joined now by the chairperson of a Pulmonary Hypertension Association of South Africa, Callista Greef. And Callista is also the mother of Eben, who is a PH patient, and right there on the green couch. Eben, hoe gaan het groot man?
Goed.
He's ready for the early morning. Callista, are you ready for the early morning? I would imagine you are, because you've got a young bundle of joy that you've got to deal with every morning. I love that. Callista, thank you so much for joining us. I've obviously had the opportunity to talk to some experts in the space, and chatting to Gabby, who I know you know incredibly well, Dr. Simons, who I know you guys know as well. There is a community around the small number of people that are dealing with something that is so extreme. Before we get into pulmonary hypertension as a medical condition and how you've survived that, I just want a reality check here for people. Okay, so you were relating a story to me briefly about going into COVID and not being able to get hold of medication. Now, if any of you thought that you had a nervous moment during this time, during the past 2 years, how did you manage the last 2 years with the added pressure of COVID looking after Eben?
Well, I think it's quite scary knowing that things have changed and there's been restrictions on everything, and your child's medical needs are the same. And if that is not managed, it can escalate very quickly. So it's quite a daunting task, not knowing what can change next. So,
and as you were saying, that medication wasn't being able to be imported. The stakes are so high. How do you deal with that? How do you cope with every day being not just okay, do I drink a Coke or do I drink something up, but every day is a massive decision, a massive push. How do you find the strength, and what drives you?
Well, I think a good realization is that not everything is in your hands, and you can do what you can do, but you can't do everything. So to really be diligent and faithful to what you need to do, and to try and to foresee the different types of risks and things that can happen, but then you can only do as much. So then to have faith that it'll be okay and you will know what to do then, and try to do your very best.
Every day has to be a push and a drive, I would imagine. What do you do in the face of a medical condition where there are very few answers in terms of treatments? Even the drugs are massively expensive, and I would imagine even with support, still a challenge. How do you approach day-to-day life with Eben? What is your kind of checklist that you go through?
Well, I think firstly he is a child and a person. So to look at quality of life and things, what is important for Eben today, and to look at the overall umbrella and what could be influencing that. But that's such a very big field, and it's difficult to navigate through the different things that are important and urgent, because you do need to look at things like occupational therapy or speech therapy or impairments of things. But if he is not okay today to be able to do that, he only has as much energy and emotional capacity to do different things, and he goes to school, and he's a well-rounded person. So to treat him as a whole person and not just a rare disease patient is important.
And make sure that the quality of life is there. The infrastructure around you needs to be good, hence why you have formed this community, or formed part of what sounds like a community that is really empowered at the moment, and obviously heading towards a very special day this Thursday, being World Pulmonary Hypertension Day. What does this community need? Where are the pressure points? What support do you need, and what do you need parents out there in this position to know?
Well, I think the creating awareness is really important, especially amongst medical professionals, so that more people can be diagnosed, because you will not be able to get more medications. Like, there is no pediatric approved medication available in South Africa. So he is on a medication that there has been clinical studies on, but it's not approved for pediatric use, and he's also on an adult dosage since he's weighed 20 kilograms. I don't know any adults that weigh 20 kilograms, but it's just part of the studies is available, but there's a lot of risks, and you have to mitigate between that, and between yourself and the doctors then decide what risks are you willing to take and what are you not willing to take. So the more patients there are, the more you can advocate and get more drugs in and available, and that would lower the costs as well. So the creating awareness is the most important thing for the quality of life for all of the patients, as well as them doing studies and all kinds of things to try and find cures or possible ways of reversing some of the side effects. But they're creating awareness and getting a bigger community, especially medical community, involved would make all the difference.
Yeah, it's been amazing to me to hear how little even medical practitioners, GPs, know about that. So we will do whatever we can to spread the word. Eben, have an amazing day, my friend. Keep looking after this one because she is a gem. I think you've scored a very good mother. Almost as good as mine, but she's a good one. Thank you so much for doing this on a daily basis, not just for obviously yourself, but for every family out there that is going through this. We really appreciate it. Good luck over the next few days. I know you guys have got a big job on your hands, and we'll do whatever we can to help spread awareness as well. Evan, it's been lovely meeting you, my friend. And I think we all have an opportunity now, not just over the next couple of days, but I think over the entire extent of this year to try and just be more aware and share in that knowledge. And I think what I've picked up on most importantly is empower ourselves, learn yourself, empower yourself as a patient, and you can do more. But thank you, Calista and Evan, so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
Well, just to remind you that Mother's Day is a few days away, and we are still celebrating all of our mothers who make a loving and impactful difference in our lives. Now, with our Panado Mother's Day competition, you have the chance to nominate a phenomenal mother figure in your life to win a cash prize of 2,500 Rand. And today, we have our second lucky winner on the line right now. Please, can we give a warm welcome and a congratulations to Pegane Gatle. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, so good. You know what? We love. You commented on our post saying, me and my brother were raised by a single mom and she took care of us countless times without complaining. She always sacrifices a lot of us and loves us a lot. For that, she is my phenomenal mother. Hashtag Panado. Hashtag a dose of care. This is so beautiful. How does it feel to be the winner today?
I am so happy, really, really happy. So actually, I just want to thank God and you Expresso guys and the Panado and the Cadova trading.
Aww.
So I am really happy. I just want to do something special for her.
Oh, bless your heart, and as well-deserved 2,500 Rand is coming your way. How will you and your wonderful mom be celebrating Mother's Day this weekend?
Actually, I just want to book a spa.
Oh.
And actually buy her a set of clothes since she loves cooking for us.
Oh, you're
will
just going to
appreciate
be
that gift.
spoiling mom. I suppose now I don't even need to ask you how you're going to spend your prize money because it seems like she's in for a treat this Mother's Day.
Indeed, she is.
Oh, that is so, so special.
Yes, indeed.
Well, congratulations once again. You're walking away with 2,500 Rand to spoil your mom. I'm sure she's going to appreciate the gift, but do make the most of this weekend with her and enjoy spending time and use that money wisely on her, whether it be buying the pots or whatever you choose to do with that money. Enjoy it and wish your mom a blessed Mother's Day from us.
There we go. Well, with Mother's Day this coming Sunday, so it's less than a week away, this Panado Mother's Day prize money could not have come at a better time. Now, if you want to stand the chance of being the next winner, enter the Panado Mother's Day competition right now. We are celebrating Mother's Day with Panado. Join Expresso weekday mornings to stand a chance of winning 2,500 Rand per day until Tuesday, 10th of May. Nominate a phenomenal mother by replying to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages and tell us why they are a magnificent mother. Remember to tag the person you are nominating and to use hashtag Panado and hashtag a dose of care. Competition closes Tuesday, 10th of May at 8 a.m. when our 10th winner will be announced. T's and C's to be found on expressoshow.com.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a Tuesday, which means one thing. The wheels are about to fall off. It's time for our Tuesday karaoke. We've got one of the most talented vocalists in the country right now, Dalen Sass. Bring in the sass. We love watching you perform so much because you're just so gifted. But we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could take the two worst singers on the set.
The best, you mean?
The best at being the worst. And sing a nearly impossible song with you this morning. So are you up for it? I've got to ask, because I asked this of all the great vocalists, do your friends let you do karaoke being such a good singer?
I forced my way in.
No doubt. No doubt.
I forced my way
It's
in.
my time now.
And karaoke is as much about embodying the song as it is, you know. So for this morning, what's the song choice?
The Boss by the Braxtons. I feel like... Yeah, if you don't know the song...
This is a yacht number.
Oh, yeah.
This is...
Highlighting how un-yacht All right, let's do it, man. Let's embrace it.
All right,
Okay.
let's get it sassy.
First verse, second.
Okay, give it to us. Give it to us.
Fancy me. Thought I had my degree in life and how love ought to be right. Oh, wow. The worst thing is...
I told you.
One step land to prove
Yeah, you think that's much better.
I got in my pocket for fools.
Yeah.
Falling in love. Love had to show me one thing.
Here we go.
I was so right. Yeah.
Here it comes.
Thought I could turn emotion on and off. I was so sure. But love taught me who was the boss.
Okay, all right. So you feeling the yacht?
was the boss.
Is it
Love
coming
was
through?
the boss, yeah.
All right, yeah. Loosen their shoulders up.
Feeling it. Like
Here we go.
I'm concentrating so hard.
I defy, hey, anyone who claims that I didn't control.
Can't take it there, right?
In my soul.
Yeah.
If I could touch the light, just because it fell for me, why should I feel
Beautiful.
love had to show me one thing. I was so right, so right. Yeah, God, I could turn emotion on and off. I was so sure. Love, love.
Almost there.
It's a remix.
Who was the boss?
I think I need to go up, guys. My octaves.
Okay, no, let's take it there. Let's take it there, buddy. Let's take it there.
Let's go.
Come on, we can do it. We can do it.
Feel the vibe.
Yeah.
Dance,
Graham,
Just got a bit of a chest.
Auntie, it's jazz.
This is for the aunties and the uncles.
So, here we go. Here we go, the octave.
The attitude emotion, on and off, I was so sure. But love, it's on me. Who was never was alright, girl. Attitude emotion, on and off, I was so sure. But love, it's on me. Who was the boss?
We're all still trying to find the octave.
I'm just looking for love. Love.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I'm just gonna do that.
On and off. You are my baby.
I don't know this version.
Let's go again.
Who was the boss?
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, be proud of us.
You said the two worst singers.
Hey?
I mean,
Now you understand, yeah.
It's official.
Now you understand.
Brand.
No, you said that you'd never heard this version before.
No.
No one
it's
has.
too long.
No one has ever heard this version
first
before. Once in a lifetime opportunity to see the Braxtons like this. Oh, thank you so much. That was crazy.
That was fun.
It felt like, it started like a little babbling brook, and then we were like falling down a mountain.
I'm booking Ralph for my next gig. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no, it's fine.
Yes.
Well, it's because he dressed the part, man. I would have sounded better in a suit.
I feel you on that one. I feel you.
Buddy, you are so gifted. Thanks for wallowing in the gutters with us this morning. We love you, dude.
much, man.
You can let us know, did you get up? Were you yacht enough to perform along with our Tuesday karaoke? I think my yachtness, did it drop or rise?
Yours rose and mine went down.
Yours disappeared
No,
completely.
we're gone.
Street cred out
Still
the
trying to find
window.
out.
Hit us up at Expresso Show is the handle to use. Can we get a round of applause for this incredible human being? David Sass.
Thank you,
Legend.
Let's go find that octave. I'm still looking for it.
Somewhere on the floor, somewhere way down here, way. Oh,
One thing about Graham is that he will commit to those sing-along Tuesdays. See, how do you do it? Like every single week, you go from, who was the boss, Whitney Houston.
You got to feel it, eh? You got to feel it on the day. I never know what's going to happen, but inevitably. And look, listening to that back, okay? I don't think we actually sang at any point.
Oh, you guys sounded like a bunch of cats.
Yeah, just tied a whole bunch of cats together and just started singing. No, but it was a lot of fun. And I'm glad that we got to share that with millions of people across
Dalen Sass
the
really
world.
put the sass for that
That
one.
poor man, I don't think he was ready for that. But it is a lot of fun, and it's therapy, okay? It really is. It's self-therapy. So if you need to do it, just get out there and sing. Sing in your car, sing in your shower, it doesn't matter. And I've just got to say, I'm feeling so grateful. I'm still trying to process everything that I took on board today. Obviously met some incredibly important people in the struggle against pulmonary hypertension, such a rare condition that I didn't realize affects so few people, or at least that we know about. But the key thing here is spreading awareness within the medical field and spreading awareness and empowering patients as well. I think that's at the heart of their drive this year. So if you can get behind what they are doing, the Jenna Lowe Foundation raising awareness and much needed funds to help families who can't support themselves. We know the drugs are massively expensive. So just please do whatever you can to spread awareness in that space. And thank you to all of the amazing guests. Eben, Calista, all really cool.
Yeah, and how can we forget Cassa Jackson that also came here to inspire us with a beautiful voice. So thank you so much, Cassa Jackson, for joining us. Don't forget to download her music, stream her music. She's follow on TikTok. She has 500,000 followers on TikTok, but it was so great to have you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
And to end off, we just want to say again to our Muslim viewers, Eid Mubarak to you. Enjoy this time with your family and your friends. And you know what? I think, Jamie, didn't you say you're looking forward to a little barakah?
Yes, for all our Muslim viewers as well, if you want to put in a barakat for us tomorrow, myself, Zoe and Graham would really appreciate that as well.
We're missing you today, but we'll
missing
appreciate that tomorrow. Now, have the most blessed time with your family and friends. Savor every opportunity that you can with them. I think now more than ever, the most important part is connecting with the ones we love. We'll do that again with you tomorrow. Adios.
We love you. Ciao.
Cheers to the sweet taste of time off, celebrating the lust of summer, and to family memories made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Are we not? Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, we are after us.
We don't seem
So I can have a bit more of my... Just a bit more vocal, thanks.
reverb.
I like to think of this like this, you know, like where you feel like the morbid fascination we have with car accidents.
Yeah.
You know, people like to watch things just unravel.
Unfold.
Here we go.
Oh, let's go, man.
Yes, just we must rehearse. What do you mean, Wes?
Like it is going to make any difference.
Don't throw us in the deep end.
Interns, are you guys ready?
Thank you.
Chorus, eh?
I remember when I lost my mind.
Oh.
There was something so pleasant about that place.
Nice.
Giving your emotions an echo
In
so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know you. I just need too much.
Here we go.
Say what? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Probably.
I'm gonna leave you for the next song.
Graham?
Yeah.
The time of your life.
Okay.
But think twice.
Twice, okay.
That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control?
Gonna take this note?
Well, I think you're crazy. I really think you're crazy, Graham. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. It's just like me.
This is a long song, isn't it?
All right, I think we could do this.
Yeah.
Is this the song we want to do, or do we want to change
We are going to do
we
this,
can do it.
but
No,
we're
we'll
just
give
doing
it
the
stick.
chorus.
Yeah,
eh?
we'll give it
We are
stick.
doing the chorus. There's no way. That was high.
Just try not
The
to...
chorus is higher than the verse.
Just mime
Is it?
We are miming. Go. You can put my mic off, eh?
All right, stand
Okay.
by.
Are we doing the whole song?
Yes. And this
Oh
is, that
my.
was like practice. This is...
Okay.
We'll see. The second mark of time, then we play it out. Wrap it up.
Yeah. I needed more dramatic boots.
Yeah.
Well, Cassa Jackson is still here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know what? We thought we can't let you leave this Tuesday without singing some karaoke with us. We do apologize in advance on behalf of everyone here because we...
No, there's no apology.
commit to
Never
it.
apologise for Tuesday karaoke, okay? You just let go. So that's the only rule, okay? You've just got to commit.
Okay.
And let yourself go. Do your mates ever let you do karaoke? Because you can actually sing.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Normally I rap. But yeah, it's kind of like, how hard do you try in karaoke? Because you're either like overly trying,
Yeah,
or you're like,
it's like,
everyone's
oh,
like,
God.
ooh, that's not good.
Doing it again. Okay, well, you're allowed. You can go full tilt today.